morning.
Wake up.
What up? Welcome to your morning drip. I am your host, Ronan Rock, with another fantastic episode. We got special guest in the house, Bimma in the building.
It's funny that this is the one that fell. The one It's like, yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. What'd it do? Of course, that would be the one to follow.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody else got locked in.
Yeah.
The one with the chair doesn't, though.
Yeah.
What up?
I'm good, bro. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I get to come kick it with y'all.
Man, you brought my
Talk some
brother
noise.
on, my brother
You
Brandon
know.
Williams. Yeah.
And then
Cousin, brothers.
Yeah.
also our lovely host, Ian Williams. What are you today?
Black.
365.
365, you know?
We weren't discussing
Yeah,
that.
365 Mafia. Yeah.
I like that you got changed, and I'm still wearing the same thing. I should have been smart and
That's
pulled
okay.
out
No,
something
what you
else.
need?
I-
Like me. You could wear the same thing.
Yeah, this dude is a cartoon.
Real life Doug Funny.
This is Doug Funny, bro.
Yeah.
Wear it all the time.
All right.
Like, that was my favorite when they had that episode and he opened the closet and it was all the same clothes. And at that moment, I was like, cartoons never change.
Girl, they never change.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, like, it's never a part of a script. Like, they're always in the same thing.
Drop the lights, brother.
Dropped
There
them.
you go.
Got moody.
Man,
Got
it did get moody.
Vibes.
Yeah, it's turn on the R&B. Yeah.
Nah.
It's your morning drip.
I just realized that this is.
Yeah, St. Simon, man. Give him the money.
Oh, yeah, you got to
Hey,
rotate
We
that.
got to also get
That's why I
a
rotated
dead
this
stock
one.
sticker
Yeah, you got to put the sticker on there.
No, you just gotta you got a dead stock. You gotta put 1,000,000 stickers on it. Just
Okay.
keep adding every time somebody comes in, bring a
Yeah,
sticker.
Put a sticker.
Bring your sticker.
Yeah.
All
On the
right.
back of the laptop,
Yep.
sticker.
No, I refuse the back of the laptop.
Why?
Because we
Well,
only that one, that laptop up there you see in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
That
That's
will
the
be
only
it.
one?
That will be it.
is it because of your DJing?
Yeah, I'm DJing and I have this thing at a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until I ball until
All
I
the important
when,
brands.
when I ball out and someone when I get sponsored by Claim of Stories right here.
Right here.
Then we'll do that. But until then,
Okay, that's fair enough.
we
We can talk. We're gonna talk sponsorship after this.
the funny thing is we've had so many discussions with sponsors. And we are so flooded with getting this all together
Yeah.
that it's like, oh man, we gotta get that deck and do those
lot, bro.
things and
Stack
It's
of
a
rooms.
lot.
You want to talk about stacks, dog? Talk to this.
do
guy.
and
I'm just.
Over there.
I'm like, where you going? I'm going
I'm going too.
Yeah. You better don't leave.
We
me.
all
Don't
going.
leave.
Like
We
where-
all going.
Like, hey, does the Amazon bus have any more room? I need to.
We all going.
Can they just fulfill my cart? They don't even got to sit up here and pay me personally. Can they just handle what's
Can
in
you
my
just
cart
ship the stuff
Just-
that I
just-
want for free?
for free? I'm already a Prime member.
Dude, listen. Sometimes that's all you want is a trade, because you think about them expenses. Like, sometimes I'm like, if I could just trade groceries
Mhm.
and not have to spend the money we spend on groceries. Y'all see the cost of eggs?
We just had an entire egg-based conversation in the lobby.
Yo, eggs is the singular thing that if you are allergic and or going through food, can't have sugar, can't have carbohydrates, you can eat eggs all day.
Eat eggs all day, fam.
All day.
Protein.
But then you got to watch out with the yellow, get that cholesterol and mess you all up. Even eggs trying to kill you.
He's like, get the yolk out of there.
Yeah.
Well, fam, I can't even. I'm not even doing eggs right now. So it's
Oh, really?
it's a little tough.
Man, what you doing?
yeah,
Water?
what
You doing
so-
water? You doing air? Ice.
Why do people do that when you be like, I'm not eating dairy, I'm not eating gluten? They're like, so what do you eat? Food.
I mean, but then like
that
we were
food?
talking outside about sugar,
Mhm.
because you realize how many of those things are in everything.
Dude, I didn't know jerky had sugar in it until
Yes,
I was
for
in
sure.
Costco the
Yes.
other day,
Yeah.
and it was like sugar-free jerky. I was like, there ain't no sugar
It's
in
like-
jerky.
yeah.
It's dried out and
then-
maybe a little
dude.
salt.
And then you had sugar-free jerky, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah. You're like, oh, this is why.
Yeah.
Everything. And then you just figure
Like
out,
a-
like, they just throw sugar in everything.
Mhm.
It's like, it's in everything. And that's, we talked about it, but that's what I realized when I decided at the top of the year that I was about to cut all this stuff out. And so I cut out dairy. I cut out the gluten. No sugar.
Say the gluten.
I
got the gluten.
No alcohol. No caffeine. No coffee.
Dude.
And so a part of that was obviously like, you know, like trying to manage some health stuff, trying to be a bit more intentional about the health stuff. But it's hard when you're like trying to go to a restaurant. You can't just go to a restaurant anymore.
And they don't really tell you what's in it unless you go to a chain type restaurant where they're like, oh, word, we gotta have the Atkins and the ketos and the da. But even those are like either so limited or crappy that we were talking about earlier. We're like, hey, I want to make a fast food joint and then a convenience store that is dedicated to people in that situation.
Like
this is the number one thing.
Yeah.
If you have an incurable constant thing, it's not cancer and all these other ones. Like you go to a pharmacy, the number one thing behind the pharmacist is all the diabetic stuff, all the dietary stuff, and those machines and the pills and everything else, buku expensive. There's a shortage on the strips for diabetics right now. People are, how to be like, we'll buy your house, call this number. Yeah. They literally, I saw it yesterday. We will buy your diabetic strips, call this number.
Word.
And I didn't get it until my girl told me, and she's like, because she's in health studies right now. She's like, yeah, you didn't know that there was a shortage? I was like, no. And I'm a diabetic. I don't even know.
Huh.
So it blew my mind. They're actually doing also the medication that diabetics take. There's a new form of something out there that celebrities have been taking to diet because it cuts your weight so fast and but then getting stuff out of you that it's now putting diabetics are back ordered for that medication.
For the actual thing that they need.
Because the super rich have been sitting up here taking it over. So yeah.
Yeah, this is madness.
Sounds about what?
Yeah, I think Kim Kardashian got busted for it. She's like the recent celebrity that like, hey, I'm taking this medication. This is the new trend of things to get on. So yeah.
Pasta kill.
That price about to go up too then.
Man, right?
Yeah. Dude, so first off, tell the people who you are, what you do.
Fair enough. So I'm Bimma. I go by Bimma Williams. I am the co-founder of Claima. That's my name. Co-founder of Claima, short for Claima Seat at the Table. We are a storytelling creative agency, and then we also have a podcast. Number one podcast, Careers, Apple Podcasts, featured this week. And maybe next week too, hopefully. We keep getting featured.
Yeah, he said something light, huh? Number one podcast about careers and Apple Podcasts, Whoops.
We out here.
You just stumbled into a seat.
Just stumbled into a seat. Claim a seat.
Not even just claim the seat, claim the van
that
went and started it all. Tell us about that first off.
Yeah, man. So we was coming out of not coming out of the pandemic. I think folks were actually deciding to go get vaccinated or whatnot. And we were like, yo, I'm tired of sitting inside doing virtual, because people were scared to even just come in the same room and stuff like that. And so I've always loved cars, more cars than other vehicles. Trucks are dope, vans is dope, motorcycles is dope, but I always love cars. But when I moved out here from Louisiana and, living in Boston, everybody out here had vans and these adventure vehicles or these Jeeps or old ass Land Cruisers. And I was like, what is the deal? And after being around for a while, I was like, oh, this is actually dope. It's more about craftsmanship. Also the outdoors, there's a combination of things happening. And when I saw that van, Mitsubishi Delicas in 93, I actually saw it because somebody I used to work with at Adidas had one. Okay. And we met for lunch or whatnot. And I was like, yo, I ain't never seen a van that dope. He had went and did a bunch of stuff to his vehicle. And I was like, all right. And I tucked it. I just tucked it in the back of my head. And then, we were working with Vistaprint, and they were like, yo, you got a concept or something. We got this thing we want to do. What do you think? And I was like, we gonna make a mobile podcast studio. But it was also, I just seen this guy, was it that summer, the end of the summer, end of the year, or earlier that year?
Year.
End of 2020, right?
End of 20, yeah.
Yeah, and so I gotta give Ian his flowers because I saw that and I was like, oh, Ian's like out here going on the road, spreading his message, spreading his brand, and I was like, man, how can we like do that and like go do interviews? And so I saw that, I started to piece together all these references, and then we just went on the road for like 30 days. You know, the van goes slow. That's the one thing I tell everybody is like that van goes a max 58.8 miles an hour. And that's on
like the DeLorean.
Yeah, that's on like flat semi downhill.
Semi downhill.
When you going uphill, you getting passed by the semi trucks with lumber on the back of them.
Damn.
Like that's how slow we was going. It's like,
that's all right. The drip whip goes 65. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there just early enough to set the table, but right before you can claim the seat.
We weren't going nowhere. But it's fun.
No.
You're not trying to go nowhere fast.
Yeah. Why don't you hit up the homies that did the drip whip and just get that modded engine in there? You know,
boost the engine. 503. They don't do engines. They're more. It's more like the design.
Dude, we sit up here got this commercial rolling.
No, I was like, y'all really rolling. I was like, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, run it again. Run it one more time.
Run it one more time.
Yeah, that's just him.
Yeah, I just.
Oh goodness.
I hate you for this. Hate you for this.
Which time?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
P.S. That interview, and we're gonna get into it later with the homie that was. Yeah. We gonna need you to disclose where I can find that on YouTube.
Okay.
We definitely that.
I know which one you're talking about.
Oh man, this dude acted a fool.
Logo's down there, dog.
Yeah, bruh.
You know, it's work.
When you're doing so good, you make your social media logo so damn small.
Yeah, like, don't worry about it. Yeah, but the contact button.
It's like you
Instagram, podcast, LinkedIn, yes, whatever. But hit us up though.
Hit us up though.
Yeah, don't worry about going that way. Just reach out directly. Send your money straight to me.
Hey, look, I went to a Kairos PDX fundraiser last night, the dinner last night, and I was very inspired by how this lady, Senator Barbara, I believe, the way this lady went up there and made like $100,000 for the organization in a matter of like 5 minutes. I was like, I need to talk to this lady. She went up there. She said like 2 things. And she said, give me your money. And she said, I'm starting at 10K. I was like, yo. And people was like, making it rain.
See,
I
know you're going to.
I went to Dornbecker. I was there for Dornbecker. Same thing, dog. Tell you a story. And then you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. And they're like, we're starting at $25,000.
Like, is it like an auction or is it just like?
It's like a paddle raise.
Yeah.
So you raise you have like a number.
But you put that credit, you put that bank account down.
So it's like,
before you
anyone's going to put 25,000. Like, yes, I got it.
And then you hold your number up and they'll go around and they'll be like 324, 347, thank you, 418, thank you. And then they're just like, well, we understand, 25K. Maybe that's a lot right now. We completely understand. 20,000.
Straight face.
And they just go down.
Oh, they go down from there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like going up, being like,
They'll
y'all just a baseline 25K.
Yeah.
All right,
they get the big ones out the way.
They get the big ones out the way. And
they get going.
And the people who do those, this sounds like there's a senator who did this one, but the people who do those are usually people. This is what they do professionally, right? So they go place to place and they do this. So when they're at the higher numbers, I swear Dornbecker started at 50, but the hospital, same thing with Kairos. Totally. The hospital's providing free service to children. Doesn't matter what's going on, right? But they'll walk around, or they like when they first start doing it, they'll be like, 50,000, 423, thank you, Michael. 446, thank you, John.
And they definitely know him by name.
They
know him by name
because these are repeat, consistent funders.
Yep.
We had a little bit of that where we were talking to some individuals and they were just like, oh, we'll get you taken care of. We'll get X, Y, and Z. These organizations and more so like city funding. They're like, these are the grants and the programs. And I was just like, that's dope. But the way that they make you work for that money.
Look,
they make you dance for that money.
You triggering me right now,
dude. This is my thing. And
what grinds your beans?
Let's
start with what grinds your beans.
Start with what grinds your beans. I have a personal thing of being like, don't tell me you're gonna come and help me if you put all these strings attached to how I gotta sit up here and get the help. Because if I'm already doing the work and this ain't even my job. This is like my side thing, but I do my job like it's my side thing, and this is my main.
Yeah.
And so like when they sit up here and like, we got this for you. We got it. You just got to come on and dance and fill out 18 things of paperwork that you don't sit up here and have a lawyer for because you can't afford it. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no. And oftentimes what's so frustrating, I think, about these grants is that these grants are for like 5K. And don't get me wrong, 5K is money, but 5K for an event, 5K for production like what y'all are doing right now, that's not a lot of money to do anything quality at all. No. And so you end up having to choose between, hey, I want to support and I want to do these things with this grant, but
bless you, my brother.
But ultimately,
his name is Jesus. That's why we make that joke.
Bless you. But ultimately, it becomes about the time, right? And it's like, do I want to put time there, or should I be focused on maybe there's a bigger bag where I don't have to keep treating my art like this side project, and like we can actually get paid to do the work that we're doing because that's quality. It's labor. Mm-hmm. Like just because I'm not getting paid to necessarily do it doesn't mean I'm not putting labor in, and I shouldn't.
Yeah, writing those grants.
The grants,
just writing the proposal to sit up here and get the grant, and then you have no guarantee you're gonna get the money, and then you have to fit the niche. Like, hey, this one is for the non-smoking program. You need to do X, Y, and Z within non-smoking, but we'll give you $20K, and it's like cool, and it's like actually you have to do X, Y, and Z steps within the $20K. Do these different events or type things, and it must relate to this, and it has to work with these things, and you're like, damn, I did not know this.
Yeah.
But
after you receive it, right?
After you receive it,
yeah, you do all the work, and then it's after you receive it, and then they're like, all right, here's your, like what was Dre saying on the last episode where he's like, yeah, we won 100,000, but after taxes, and then we split it up, and then later on they're like, yeah, it's 100,000 in
total value
gear, it's 100,000 in Adidas gear. And you get a career, so it's just your salary. You know, it's like I didn't win 100,000. I got to go earn.
I got to go work. So this was free.
Yeah.
This was free. This was an You made me interview.
Like this cost me money,
dude. And the one part that always amazes me is that there's organizations at the end of the year that don't use that money, and they're like, it's mandatory that you have to spend this money. So then they go and they waste it. And I'm like, yo, you could put this back into a pool of funds of being like, hey, I didn't need this, so I want to give this to another business that definitely can use it in X, Y, and Z. And like, you know, they've been helping us, or not even they help us. We just believe in their cause. And it's like, why do you make it so difficult to help people? Though there's always, it's our money. Anyway, our taxes that are paying for it.
Yeah. I think, you know, folks, it's overthought. Like, it's overprocessed. And, you know, I think a lot of it comes from a good place. But ultimately, sometimes it's like a bunch of people. And, you know, when it's like, it's crowd, you know, what's the term? When it's by committee, designed by committee, right? Ultimately, that's not always the best thing. No. That's a bunch of people that want to all kind of please a lot of different conversations, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing for the people that actually need the resources.
And people also in that sense treat it like they're lobbyists instead of lobbyists and fake constituents, where it's like, yo, you're really doing this because this person is going to hand you a check, or this person is going to help you out for re-election, not the people that you're actually serving and needing. And I would also add that into our grinds, our beans from the last time we talked, where it was like, yo, man, why are you doing all these things to the roads and constructioning and saying that you're doing it for public transport when it's like, yo, the city's been fine. I've never heard someone come in Portland and be like, you know, it's really hard to get around the city. It's really hard to get on the east side. Really, it's been a trouble. You know what I need? I need a whole entire 3 lanes that used to be for cars now be for buses that don't exist.
The craziest, what is that when you go in? What is it? The split on Sandy, and then it's now the right side is just a bus lane that I never see a bus in when I'm driving down it.
Literally what we were talking about.
Never. And you know what I do?
And up to 5th and then it goes
and then
back.
it goes out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's. I think it's third,
Fifth or fourth,
something like
it's
that.
yeah,
Yeah, and it goes right back. Never a bus in there. And I'm like, at least do this for certain hours.
Yeah.
Be
Like-
like
like
these
how
are
you
the
can't
heavy
park
bus
on
hours,
the-
and
yeah.
and everyone. I never see a person standing on that street for that bus to go down
only in one spot
at the
right
top
where
of the
you
hill
go-
before the
yeah,
red thing
yes,
starts.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, only
It
in
grinds
one
my
spot.
beans and it
Right.
sounds about white.
Yeah. He said all three things. It makes no sense. It grinds my beans. It sounds about white.
Yo.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
So, first off, give us your background because you just said Boston and it blew my mind. So wait, so you're not an original Oregonian like Ian Williams? I thought.
I'm not an Oregonian.
He's
I
original Oregonian. Yeah, he don't let
I've
him.
been here
Yeah,
for a
he's
while.
Oh no, who?
Nah, he's basically born here. He was rebirthed here.
Yeah.
Don't trip. It's
It's
good.
What-
it's
how
a
old were you?
potted plant, and he just took it.
How old were you when you moved?
I was in the 6th grade.
6th grade. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
What would you go say?
I'm fourth.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Like
yeah.
I said, you from here.
Mm.
Claim it.
No. I'm not saying listen, bro. I'm out here claiming the seat, bro. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
no.
Just not the Blazers.
Nah, unless we're playing the Lakers, nah. But I was definitely raised here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will never say that I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a transplant.
Yeah.
Transplant.
So originally from Louisiana,
Virginia.
grew up in Baton Rouge.
Sugar
Spent a
Lot,
lot of time
Mississippi is where my
between
family's
Baton- Oh,
from.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we some Southerners, bro. That's
Yeah,
what
dude.
it is. You know, I don't
Got
carry.
outnumbered twice
I don't
today.
have the heavy accent.
Dog, I'm from Virginia.
You from VA.
I'm from the South.
I understand the South. I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying I'm having two people that I can actually
Oh yeah, y'all go ahead.
the
Yeah, go
type
ahead.
thing, and you
Yeah.
usually have it.
Yeah, I'm independent like
we
Webby,
can
bro. I'm good.
we could come back to the VA South conversation. We could revisit that.
Yeah, y'all go ahead.
I don't know if
Y'all
that's.
go ahead and talk about Mississippi.
I don't know if
and
the
Louis-
South
and Louisville.
claims.
Listen, the South might not claim Virginia, but when you go to Virginia, you say
It
"This
claims
is
the
You be like, man, it's the South.
It's the South.
Dog, that's where they went first.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
when they first got here, they said,
Damn,
"Blacks,
man,
go
you
figure
hit
it." Yeah, they said, blacks, go figure it out.
Oh
Hey.
my God.
Go figure it out. That was Virginia.
That was
So,
Virginia.
Yeah.
blackity black.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm
OG 13, unfortunately.
Louisiana, OG 13.
Mm.
Yeah, my folks from there as well. And my folks worked at chemical plants. So that was like, and basically the whole neighborhood was chemical plants and like and war veterans. So they came from war and went and worked at these chemical plants. And so I lived there until I was 25, about to turn 26, and I moved to Boston May 2013.
We got the homie Nate in the house, and
Yeah.
Nate's also from Boston. He's even wearing the shoes to let you know. But
That's cute.
congratulations, Boston. All right,
For what?
He's like, yeah, well,
for these two,
Oh.
we
But
brought
yeah.
great black individuals to Portland. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We took them in the black delegation.
Man, other footwear companies stole them.
oh my goodness.
So all right, Boston.
Boston. I was in Boston for basically 4 years,
Okay.
and in Boston was actually when I finally made it into the sneaker industry. So I got recruited from Louisiana off the internet. So basically, like 2011. no OnlyFans at that time, bro. Not at that time, bro.
Only Vans.
OnlyFans.
Not at that time.
He said, well, from OnlyFans to Only Stands.
Only stands.
Moved out here to
Oh
go to
my
Adidas.
goodness.
Yeah.
Dude.
Nah, I had this. I was doing this running blog. It was called Claim Your Journey. I don't even know if the URL is still live, but essentially, I've
been
always
claiming
been
for
a
a long
heavy
time.
runner. Like I've always been a heavy runner. Always loved the word claim. Clearly.
Yeah.
And
And leap.
and leap. And at the time, I was working this data entry gig, and I was bored out of my mind because I was surrounded by people who are, some of the folks I still talk to, and they're great, but our life visions were vastly different, and also my background was vastly different, and how I showed up to work was different. So I showed up in like this with a fitted and like SBs and stuff. And my colleagues would show up to work in like polos and slacks. And so, yeah, this is literally like, this is all the running shit that we used to do. Like, this is crazy. Like, OG.
Oh, what is that baby right there?
bro. Running. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. So I've been at this social thing, all this stuff for a minute. And the whole thing that I was trying to do down there was bring community. I can't
drink that no more either.
Can't have the coffee, can't have the donuts no more, fam. Yeah. But the whole thing there was like bridging the gap on community.
Trying to run Bimma.
wait. I
see that time. It doesn't exist.
It's available.
Yeah. It doesn't exist. You see that time though. You see that 5K time though.
Oh man, I know.
I wish
you said that's right before my birthday. Hey, thanks, man.
I wish I knew anything about running. Is that a good time?
What? Oh, at this age, it's a good time.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I would have been like JV.
Said, that's nice.
Been like, my coach would have been like, "Nah, fam." In high school, I was like just under. I was just in a high 16, so like 1650.
Oh wow,
was like what I was running.
2 minutes
but
less.
They had cats that was running. You had cats that was running 15-minute 5Ks when I was in high school. So that's basically just shy of 5 minutes a mile for 3 miles and a little change.
I'm gonna let you know what my mile was in high school. It was about 21 minutes. I would because you know when they had the track, I'd run the straight parts.
Yeah.
Or no, I would walk the straight parts and I would run the curves. And that's what, four laps around the track is a mile?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 21 minutes.
You was out there for a bit.
Yeah.
You was out there for a bit.
Maybe it was a little bit less. In my head, that's what it was.
I mean, that's okay. You finished, right?
Yeah.
I did.
Then that's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. But yeah, so I was doing this, man, and at the time, brands couldn't figure out social media for their businesses. And I didn't know nothing. I'm a kid. I had this gig I hated. I was finding fulfillment in doing this, and I was meeting people. I'm an introvert, and so I had to figure out an excuse to like engage, honestly, because me going directly up to somebody, that wasn't happening then. Now it's different. I've stretched the skill set, but then it wasn't happening. And Saucony started following me on Instagram. There was this guy that was like a tech rep, didn't even know what that was, but it's basically like a Ekin for Nike.
Yeah.
Not a sales rep.
I like you said Ekin for Nike. Like that was another descriptive that more so broke it down. I still don't know what you're talking about.
But, it's like a person who knows the brand. They're like brand ambassadors.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Like
And they go they have
wild.
territories and all of that and stuff like that. So that's what this guy was doing for Saucony. His name's Juris. And we had met, and he's like, yo, you don't know this, but they're not doing this in the industry yet. And I was like, cool. I didn't think anything of it. I just went back to doing what I was doing. And he invited me to this thing called the running event in Austin, Texas, like late 2012. It was December 2012. And they were launching a new shoe, and he's like, come to this party, whatever. And I go, and it's hella white people. And I was like, not surprised. I've been running my whole life. This is kind of what it is. And this older white dude, salt and pepper hair, walks up on me at the party. And he's like, yo, Bimma. And I was like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the CMO. I didn't know what that word meant at the time, which is Chief Marketing Officer.
Thank
it's
you.
The highest level. It's the person that signs off
level,
on marketing at a brand. Like, if you see a campaign or you see something you didn't like about a messaging, blame them because they signed off on it.
Okay.
So he comes up on me. He said, yo, we want you to move to Boston to run our global social media for Saucony. And, dog, when I tell you I laughed this man off the floor, like, it was almost disrespectful. Like, I laughed hard and walked the other way because I'm from Louisiana. I've been ignored my whole life. And someone that doesn't look like me, that's a white dude, coming to me with candy, essentially.
You want to get in this van?
I'm like, literally,
You're like,
stranger danger. I'm like, stranger danger. We got to get up out of
You
here.
said, dog, I'm grown now.
My mama didn't raise no fool.
Yeah, man.
So I was like, yeah, no.
Isn't that messed up? That's our thought process.
It is.
Dog.
It is.
We can transition this back to the story that was about the city later. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, and his name is Chris Linder, and ultimately Chris ended up becoming a great mentor of mine because that next day I went back and Chris was like, yo, I'm dead serious. Like, I want you to come do this role. And,
he came back around and still hit you up after you laughed him?
Well, I came back to Expo, and he was at the booth or whatnot. And, you know, I'm the South. I'm still polite. I still got manners and stuff like that, even if I laugh.
Bless your heart.
You know, bless your heart. That reminded me of that movie with Regina, what is it? Regina Hall.
King? Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, fam. And so I went back, and he was like, I was dead serious. And so, like, by that March, so that was December, by that March, they had reached out, full interview process, went to Boston, did the interview. Caitlin came with me. We did all this stuff.
Shout out
Came
Caitlin's
back.
Ice Cream.
Case Ice Cream came back, and then the Boston Marathon bombings happened.
Damn.
Like the month after I did the interview. And my mom's is like, you know, I grew up in a single family home. My mom's is like, hi, where you going?
She's like Boston. She's like, were they bomb people?
Where they bomb
Were
people?
they bomb
She's like,
people
what are you
now?
doing? Yeah, she's like, you know, this happened, like, and you trying to move next month? And I was like, Mom, like, I get it. And it's also, you know, this is the ability to be young and naive and not know any better. I was like, well, I don't know if it's going to happen again the next week. So, yeah, I'm going. And I ended up moving to Boston, and that's how I got to Boston, to go work at Saucony. There was no reason otherwise that I was going to Boston. Similar to there was no reason otherwise that I would end up in Portland.
Yeah. So how did you end up here?
So I ended up here. I was at Saucony for 4 years.
Okay.
And Saucony was a great experience. It was a smaller brand, and I have so much perspective and respect for that now in retrospect.
Yeah.
After going to bigger brands. And what I mean by that was I was able to learn a lot, fail a lot, make a lot of mistakes, and do things that I'd always wanted to do as someone who loves sneakers, right? Mm-hmm. And so most of my work is not documented publicly. But when I was at Saucony, Instagram was my bag. Mm-hmm. We did 3,000 to 80,000 followers in 1 year, no budget, one person. Figuring out strategy, asking the homies for favors, doing all the things that most black people do when they're passionate about something, as we all know.
If you're passionate enough, you'll embarrass yourself to sit up here and get yourself to the next place.
Exactly, dog. So I did that. I got interested because I realized Saucony had an originals line. Didn't know that before I showed up. And they were doing all these dope collaborations with Packer, Bodega.
Saucony originals is icy.
It's crazy. And so I was like, oh, I know this. Like, I grew up, you know, buying retro Jordans. Like, I know how to do this. And it was one guy doing it. I started helping him with social. He's like, you know how to do colorways? And I was like, no, but I'll figure it out. He taught me how to use Illustrator. Another developer there named Andrea, you know, she sat with me and helped me learn some stuff. Next thing you know, I'm coloring up stuff. And they're like, you want to be a PLM? You want a product line manager? And so I started doing a hybrid role. And before I knew it, we took originals from
brand and product?
We took originals from 13 million to 37 million. And then when it hit 37 million, they was like, you want to be the business unit manager? Dog, I'm like 29 at the time. I don't know what none of that means. I'm moving off of instinct purely. I'm not moving because I actually know or have the guidance to do what we're doing. It's just instinct. And at that young age, I was the one literally running Saucony Originals from the social to the buys we're putting in to the line. Like I designed whole lines of sneakers. 3 seasons in a row.
Just I know you probably know, and you'll probably have him on the show soon enough, but that just sounds like some Ryan Derdick. You need to get. It's like, don't give me that check, give me them royalties, and give me that 3.75%, whatever it is.
Dog,
forever.
Yeah. You know, but that's what was happening there, and so I loved it. It was great, but I was interested in doing more. Like, I was learning so much, but I also wanted bigger budgets. I wanted to be able to scale globally. I wanted to be able to do a lot of these things. And Saucony was saying they wanted to focus on running. And that's fine. And so Adidas had some openings. We'll call it special ops, special projects. And I think I interviewed for like 8 months. I interviewed for months. Yeah, to get into that. But ultimately, I think it was that January 2017. They said I had the job, and so we relocated from Boston to Portland that I'd only been to once during a discovery trip, as they call it, which is a paid weekend to come explore Portland and figure out where you're gonna stay.
Yeah.
We just had a homie come and do that, and we're like breaking down the neighborhoods and everything for him.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all did that for him. Anybody do that for me?
I know that they have because
$10,000 for you for a month.
one of my homies' girlfriend, her job was literally to help people move into Portland, and I think it was for. I want to say it was for Nike. I want to say it was for Nike, but anyways, that was their sole job was just being like, all right, here's your laptop.
Yep.
Here's all your stuff. Where the moving truck is coming this day to pick up your stuff. You'll arrive this day. I'm like, especially for all the people of color, you should have a person of color be like, this is the neighborhood you want to live in.
Facts.
This is definitely a neighborhood you don't.
This is where you get your haircut.
This is where you get your haircut. This is where the black people at.
This is where you get twisted up. Like you need it.
Little girl, you got me twisted up. You.
Dude, so when you first came in with Adidas, like, what was your first experience like being a part of that
brand? It was at the time where Adidas couldn't miss. Mm-hmm. Like, couldn't miss. And what was interesting about it was folks would tell me when I was considering the opportunity, folks that worked in retail, like some of these shop owners and things like that, they was like, just be careful. And I didn't know what that meant. They were like, just be careful. You just never know what's, with Adidas. Like, they've had really hot moments before, and decisions will get made and stuff will go the other way. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you got a good thing where you're at. And so I was like, maybe they're projecting a little bit, whatever. So when I got to Adidas, man, it was crazy. NMDs was working. Boost was working. Yeezy was everybody easy, And then for me, it was the first time in my professional career that I actually been around a lot of black people at work. And I was like, immediately, like, that was really dope for me. Because when I was at Saucony, I was the only speck of pepper.
There's a lot of black people at Adidas?
In comparison.
Okay.
From one,
like in comparison, from Portland to Japan, there's a lot of black people in Portland.
Look, when you got one, and then you got the
15,
the president of Claima now, her name's Purvi Patel. She and I worked together when I was at Saucony. She was at Sperry, owned by Wolverine Worldwide, and she's Indian. She was the only other person that was professional that I saw that was another person of color, and so we connected immediately. But when I got to Adidas, there was like 50 to 100 black people. And I'm not saying we didn't have issues, but what I'm saying is I had a perspective of like where I came from way less, so I'm going to appreciate the shit out of this. Yeah. And that's, for a while, like, that's what I was like, this is great. Like, I wasn't coming in looking for the other things that were problems as well. I was just like, at least I finally get to like connect with some folks that like sneakers that look like me.
Yeah.
And I ain't got to do the whole code switching.
I literally about to say, yeah.
Explaining culture or why these are good decisions.
It doesn't feel weird when they call you brother. What up, my brother?
With the hard ER.
Dude. It just sounds weird coming out of their mouth. Like, certain people say it, and I'm like, are you saying brother as in like brother? Or are you saying brother?
Yeah.
And it just always feels weird. I'm like, why do you say it? It's got to feel uncomfortable for you.
I know.
Imagine if the part of your catchphrase is one of those terms. Dog, people, they try to lace dope into everything that they say to me, dog. Make it and make it sound like that too.
Give me an example.
They try to, dog. They say, hey, I watched your video today. It's really dope. Like, oh, I've really had some really dope coffee lately. I'm like, you don't have to say
dope with everything.
You don't have to.
You like, stop saying that.
Yeah, I'm like, please don't. You don't have to.
No.
Yeah.
It's too. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. It's. I just find it hard when people try to be of the culture when they're not, and I'm like, just be authentic to your experience. I love being around people that are into other things, other parts of society, other things that aren't my journey, because I might get into it.
Right.
But when you gotta fake that you understand where I'm at and you're nowhere near it, it just makes everything feel awkward. It's like a girl that you know is not into you, pretending like they're into you just to get something, or just to be like, you know what? I really like Ian, but I'm gonna sit up here and talk to Bimma to get to Ian. And it's just like, it's like, yo,
It
dude.
never happened.
That's
never happened.
Never.
Nobody likes Ian. We're good.
I can't wait.
No.
I know what you're saying.
But there was some of that definitely went on. But as far as the having to explain stuff to people and
for
code
pretending
switching.
that they're down.
Or at least you could be in the same meeting, something could happen. You could be like, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
But no,
Like,
but
I
I
got
still
you.
have relationships from there that are truly very important to where my career is right now. And my homie Said, who's I don't know if it's public, but Said is a vice president of men's apparel at Fabletics, which is crazy because y'all know if y'all met Said's very dope. But he's one of the people that see what I did.
Cedric is a dope brother. Yeah.
See what I did?
Dope
But he's
brother.
one of those people that I work with at that time, right? My friend Jason Grisby, Ray Boyd, like a lot of these people that came into Portland, and I still hit them all the time for advice because of the bond that happened, the work that we were doing. We were there, and so I did that I was at Audi for 2 years. Towards the latter end, we worked with Wex to bring in Donald Glover. My homie Leonard was working with I do work. I just keep my head down. My homie Leonard is a
You know
friend
he's
I met
my
in
favorite.
Boston. Oh, word. I didn't know that.
The picture on the wall.
I know.
He's my Lando Calrissian. He's a Spider-Man I always wanted. He makes the music that I always wanted to make when I was in it. Huh?
Lando Calrissian.
Star Wars right behind you. He's the black dude in Star Wars. He's Billy D. Williams.
Why'd you say he was a black dude in Star
Billy
Wars?
D.
He's the black dude in Star Wars. He becomes
okay, got it.
Billy D. Williams. Yeah, he did Atlanta. That dude.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But
all right, we're good.
But yeah, he was, my homie Leonard, who I met in Boston actually. Leonard is one of these people that is, he's a creative that is literally undefinable. Like he is just unbound, and it's really inspiring to see. Most notably, recently, he had done all of the costume work for Bad Bunny's tour. So last tour, when he was wearing the solid outfits with the woven jackets and stuff like that, that was my homie Leonard that I met in Boston. And at the time, he was working with Donald. And he's like, yo, we want to do something. And I remember running into Wex on the elevator. I was like, hey, Donald and his team want to work with
The fact
Adidas.
that you just said that like it was nothing. So I ran into Wax on the elevator.
Dog, who comes to your shows in New York?
Me?
Yeah, and who else?
Jesus?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just trying to avoid. It's just this doing Slick Rick's birthday party again. Yeah, so shut up.
I'm doing the party after Slick Rick's birthday party.
Yeah, okay. And who's there? Slick Rick.
Rhymes
Yeah,
and-
Busta
Exactly.
Rhymes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you in
yeah,
the zone. He trying to make it
stop,
seem
don't
like,
even try, man.
Yeah. We not
Yeah.
minimizing up in here. We bigging up.
This year, I'm not. Hey, man, I'm just trying to make it, dog.
Nah,
no,
nah.
this year we not trying to.
I
make
support
it,
Ian.
I wanna see if I can find one of the outfits.
Oh, you trying to find my Bad Bunny?
Oh, right there. That one right there. The this black vest. That was by my homie Leonard. Yeah, man. He's in LA right now.
I'm gonna say this, and once I say it, you're gonna totally see it. Why does he look like Dave, the rapper, the white boy Dave?
Oh, man.
Look at it. Do you see it? Don't you? I
on,
know you see it. I know.
I really like that show. Season 1 I thought was great.
Yeah.
Why do you I can't unsee this.
Or Bad Bunny.
I can't unsee this.
Or Bad Bunny.
But
Wouldn't it be messed up if instead of them doing blackface, he just sit up here and just made himself into Bad Bunny, and he's realistically just a white Jewish dude?
oh my goodness, I would be the world with that's some next level Milli Vanilli stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
That's some next level Milli Vanilli stuff. That's not happening.
The girl,
It's like-
it's girl, it's girl,
it's the thing that when you have those people that are either white or they're white passing, and but then they speak like fluent, proper Spanish, and it's just like, this don't look like this should be coming out your mouth. Or you have the white people that try extra hard to do the accent. And it's like, yo, homie, you just at Taco Bell. You don't need to be sitting up here rolling those R's.
Don't do the accent. Just
Burrito Supreme.
don't do it. Like, don't do it.
Nachos per grande.
They give us a brother. They give the do it again.
Oh yeah, he said nachos per grande.
Brother.
Yeah, cheesy 5-layer burrito. Like, sure.
This might be my
Anything
favorite
else?
Friday of the show ever. This is oh god.
I didn't know this was a talent of Ian's.
Can I get it with some crema?
Oh my goodness, fam.
Yeah,
I'm dead, bro.
I think Jesus just fell out of his chair.
Yo, yeah, he's on the ground over there.
He ain't switching no cameras. He's just like,
Yo, bro.
Can I get numero dos?
This is
yeah, dog.
He's still going. That's the
dude,
incredible
he's not
part.
gonna stop. He's not gonna stop. We did do.
It's mainly because I was just at Taco Bell. I'm like, so.
What'd you get?
We-
What'd you get? What's the order?
Okay, this was
I need to know this Taco Bell order.
I'm gonna tell you what the order is because it is specific to this Taco Bell. You know how there's the joints that are like Taco Bell and
Oh, you mean like we
like
went to
Taco
the
Bell
Subway
Pizza Hut?
and?
that was different. that one was.
I was like,
Subway
where's
and
the Subway
corner
where I
store.
could
Yeah.
get a pack of cigarettes, a case of beer, Subway sandwich, and fried chicken?
Dog, and did you see all the stuff? And then the stuff in the fried case was all Skippers. I don't even remember.
What the heck's a
last time-
skipper?
You know, Skippers like the fish spot.
No.
Dog, I swear to you.
I just saw the fried chicken. I was just like, they got singlets of fried chicken, just one leg in the little fried
Dog,
container that you get in high school or in school.
I saw it, dog. It was crazy, but okay. So this specific order, was it's a Taco Bell and Long John Silver's.
Those things don't go together.
They don't go together, but they do, dog. And so So anyway,
I walked off the set early, and now Beam will walk it off.
No, so
He's like, do you understand the standards of which I do stuff? I'm with Tyler. I don't do this bean burrito.
Not true.
He's like,
Not true.
Yeah,
we don't do the bean burrito anymore.
No, but it was. I always get a Locos Taco, dog,
Okay.
and necessary.
Necessary.
Ground beef. I don't want the steak. I don't want nothing else.
Just want the beef.
I want the ground beef, and with some crema, and then the supreme, and then I get.
All right.
But then
The black delegation now rejects Ian Williams. He's now been
he's
now been taken on by Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Yeah, he Wheezy, and then and Wheezy. But then I get an L1, which is the number one.
Yeah.
Which is just the 2 pieces of fish, hush puppies, and fries. That's all I need,
What
dog.
an order.
Yeah. But specifically, because we're talking about being healthy, Nailani, who is our operations person at the shop, Nailani was with me. And I said, Nailani, because she's the one who's like, don't eat that. Don't do that. Don't do it. So I was like, I'm going to order this today. But we're not going to eat this later. And she was like, all right, cool. But for real. So I was like, I did well. So I listen, your boy was like a wood chipper. It was gone. I smacked that jink. But then after that,
Smack that jank.
Yeah,
How was the rest of that rap line?
what? Wait, you talking about Get Low?
Is that what it is?
Not the dun 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 dun. Is that Get Low? It's not called Get Low, but it's the Shake That Monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twist that thing like you can't no more.
Yeah.
That monkey, let me see you get low.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Eat that fish till you can't no more.
Shake it, mom. You're horrible. Just letting you know, just because my Taco Bell order is way easier to just get out than yours. I just get the 3 Doritos Locos Taco. Just so you know, your boy is the reason why that happened.
Explain.
No.
Yes.
Dog, you did not know.
Yeah, he took claim
Dog,
for it.
no,
Man,
no,
he
no,
about to
no,
lead the
no,
show
no,
again.
No. Put it on the middle camera. Thank you. No. Dog, I've been a fat boy. You know I saw that joint on TV and I said, excuse me?
I'm
the
the
way
reason.
that we used to eat nachos whenever we made nachos at home was with
Doritos.
was with Doritos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
oh,
you wanna-
saying you're the reason that it happened for Taco Bell?
Yes.
He did. We can make a couple calls.
Who,
right.
who at Taco Bell was the one who was like, Ronin Rock?
All right, I'm just gonna say this. Weezy always does this thing of like, I start to sell a story, and before I can get to the point of making it credible, he likes to sit up here and wild out on me and let me look like make me look like a damn fool, and then I explain the rest of the story, and he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. AKA, you like my microwave fish, right? Sound crazy until you eat it, and then it's delicious.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my sister-in-law works for Frito-Lay's that did the whole entire deal with Taco Bell and the tacos.
Okay.
The thing is, your boy cooking, her family comes over to ours to have dinner, making nachos. The white people eating the Tostitos, and with their nachos, I bring out the bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, not the nacho cheese, the Cool Ranch, and sit up here and make nachos. And then ran that back when she went back to Frito-Lay's, and this is what I'm saying what happened.
Did she say this happened?
I don't care what she says. This is what happened.
Everybody got their truth in.
You're right. I'm sorry. Continue.
She ran that back, and then they sit up here and did that, because you'll notice they did not make nachos, which would have been the easiest thing to do with that. They made taco shells out of that.
They did.
They didn't want to sit up here and get sued by the brother.
Yeah, I think he's telling the truth, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling the story like I'm Pops from the
Nah,
Wayans
I
brothers.
think it sounds pretty credible.
Nobody else has a story.
Nah.
Dog, I'm not saying that is incorrect, and it could have been the time. Maybe it happened, and then she said, actually, yeah, this is true. People really do that. But I don't know if you're the reason, but you're more the reason than I am. So I'm gonna give you that you're the reason, sure. Like you said,
And she's
you make the story credible. Sure.
She's a director. She was going out to the Super Bowl games when they gave them the company tickets, because they were the main sponsors.
Yeah.
She going out to the
going
game
out.
stuff. She was I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know.
It sounds pretty credible.
I'm
You know, maybe a little
I'll give
bit.
it to you.
I think it's a little bit
Yeah.
credible.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I don't.
It's a tense subject.
It's not. I'm just gonna keep it for the one where I'm like not giving you this one. So I'll
Okay.
give you that one.
Okay.
The next
You
one.
got one.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. I'm also the reason why Drake's popping in the streets.
All
I'm just-
right, now see, there we go. Now, you know what? No, have that one too. Have that one too. Sure, have it. Have it. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a good one.
You
It's not gonna be long. It's all right.
I love the look on Beaver's face when I said that. I wish we had a rewind. Your eyes went so wide.
I cannot.
Oh,
I'm trying to be supportive.
He said, "Man, I'm trying to give benefit of the doubt, but I can't."
That's
He's crying.
I think that one is a little.
You crying too? You see, as you can see, I'm not crying because I'm not fast. I'm not fast. I'm unfazed.
because you've been dealing with this for years.
Oh man,
Oh,
This
man.
is
You've been
literally
putting
crying, dog.
putting up with my ass for years.
Man,
Oh, yo.
it's-
That was a statement. Yeah. I got to work through that one.
You got
he's trying to hold it in.
dude. Hey,
It's like
yo,
that's like a Get Out when he was sitting there. He was crying and just tear. It just
It's that one tear just
it's
dropping
just
right now.
One tear.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yo,
that was
just-
funny.
just
man.
realize that the same time that Drake was taking off and doing all that stuff, I was playing nothing but Drake in the clubs. Just like how what was that song?
Can't remember the song.
I want to say it was. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
You're not doing a good job
But
of
it
selling
wasn't on
right
the
now.
Tip of the fingers.
You
huh?
gotta
Yeah.
you was real strong, and now it's
Wasn't
just-
me. Wasn't me became big in Hawaii because the DJ.
It
broke
wasn't
the
me?
song. It wasn't me by Shaggy.
Oh yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's a Shaggy song.
Yeah,
what
Shaggy-
that got to do with Drake?
So the way that it broke, and it was a DJ in Hawaii got a hold of the song. He sit up here and played it, and then it was like a fluke, and he played it, and then everybody in Hawaii started blowing it up because it has that island type vibe song. So started blowing up, and everybody kept requesting it, and then DJs across the country started hearing about this because radio's kind of syndicated, so it starts popping up and everywhere else. So it blew up from this one DJ in Hawaii. Yeah. And so I'm just saying, your boy out here in Portland, he made a song says I love Portland. He then did a song called Going Up on a Tuesday.
The song,
just letting you know who's the boy back in the day doing Tuesday in Portland. Throwing it up, throwing it back. We had Raphael Sadiq and all the NBA players and everybody else coming through. Just saying, I played nothing but Drake all day long in that mug, and I literally made Drake night.
He said he made it pop. He made Drake
making it pop.
No, you do. Yeah, you do Drake night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you made Drake pop.
I made Drake
you
pop.
do Drake night. And
hey Drake,
Tuesday
Drake just letting you know.
Drake got on it.
Drake just letting you know you were a hot line. I made you into a hot song.
Ooh, man, that was
Ooh, wow.
Man, that you had a Drake lob that you blocked yourself. You said you're a hot line, and you said I made you to a hotline bling. You could have right there. You said, and I didn't make Drake pop. That's what it was.
No, I did the Nas Jay-Z line. Dead Presidents. You made it a hot line. Yeah. I made it a hot song. That's what I was making reference to.
I was going for the Drake reference because it was a Drake-based comment. Ronan made me rock.
You heard it here first from E-Weezy himself. Ronan made him rock.
So really what it was is that I made Drake hot. I'm the reason that Drake is popping in the streets.
And by that he means he made a coffee called Drake, and he did a roast called Drake.
I made one, and it's dope, brother.
It's Hotline Bling, which was a missed opportunity for you for your playlist for this month.
Is Lovers and Friends?
It could have been that Hot Love Bling. All right, Bimma. So you were so after Adidas, what happened?
After Adidas, I had a little known something thing called called a non-compete.
Ooh.
And essentially, a non-compete means you can't go to a competitor brand without sitting out for a certain amount of time.
You on the bench.
I ain't know that. I ain't know what that meant.
Really means you get paid to chill.
So it was my first time.
Oh, you get actually paid during a non-compete?
You get paid your full salary
sometimes
to not go anywhere.
Sometimes your full salary.
But I got paid my full salary to not go anywhere.
Most of the time, it is your full salary. Wow.
I ain't go anywhere, and I had insurance.
Yep.
God, I miss
which
insurance.
when I was for like 3 years since, I have not had that health insurance. So let's keep it a buck for the entrepreneurs out here.
1 million%.
It is hard. So
really, bro?
Yeah, I'm just getting insurance in March.
Me too. Hopefully.
Yeah.
They are out of anything that is got to be the number one thing that this state / everything messed up on.
Country.
Like how we sitting up here can have insurance for our business, but we can't have insurance for ourselves.
No.
And it's
mandatory that you have to have insurance for your business and car.
Yeah, but not for yourself.
But not for yourself.
And also, it's mad expensive for yourself.
Mad expensive. I know.
Let me tell you what's more expensive.
What?
When you don't have insurance and then you get injured, you have to go to the emergency room.
Yep.
And then when you're in the emergency room, you have to get an X-ray, and they're like, we don't know. And then you get a CT scan, and then
but you can't stop it. You can't be like, wait, how much is it gonna cost?
Stop it. And but also at the age where I'm like, I need to just do this, right, to make sure everything is cool. And then afterward, they're like, some ibuprofen and some rest.
And then
I'm like,
this whole bill showing up,
and then the bill shows up for $6,500.
See, the thing is with that, and I don't know if you saw it. It was on, I think it was on the Philip DeFranco show. Homie basically was like, Legacy, Emmanuel, those are nonprofit hospitals, no profit hospitals. So they actually, when you go in there and they sit up here and bring you that bill at the end of it and you're signing for it, don't sign for that stuff because they're legally not allowed to charge you. When they do that stuff, yo, bro. When homie broke this down for me and I heard it, it blew my mind. So all these hospitals are nonprofit, but they keep putting themselves in certain areas. They don't put themselves in the black neighborhoods where they're actually needed and they can sit up here and give those resources to, because they are government funded and they sit up here and get those tax credits rolled onto them where they don't have to pay anything. And so we're paying for it, and then they make a profit, but the way that they say is they're just nonprofit making. Anyways, at the end of the day, if you don't have the funds, you don't have the funds to pay for it, you don't have to pay. But they're going to try to make you jump through hoops that you don't have to jump through to sit up here and make you enforced to pay. Like, a lot of hospitals are non-profit hospitals, and that's why they have those extra hospitals tacked onto them. So it's like Legacy owns Good Sam, which owns this other one that owns this other one, but they're only in those certain neighborhoods. Those ones are in those neighborhoods and in those places to make sure that their money is being put back into another hospital so they can say that they haven't made a profit.
Yo, this is wild.
Mr. Fact Check, can you figure out if Providence is nonprofit? Because if it is, I'm not paying.
Ian said, I'm not
For
paying.
real. Because at the end where they're like, yo, let's get you on a payment plan to figure this out, and the moment you sign it, you can literally be like, give me the paperwork, I'm going to go home and look at this. And that's literally what Philip DeFranco said. It was like, just take the paperwork, go home, say you'll look at it, and you're not on a payment plan. But once you say, yes, I will be on this payment plan, is the thing that gets you.
Damn.
Providence is a national nonprofit
Catholic
health
Let's
system
go!
compromising a diverse family of
Did you
organizations.
did you sign that paperwork that when they're like,
Oh, no.
hey,
No.
we're gonna bill your insurance, you just need to sign this?
I said I don't have insurance.
Did you sign?
I signed and said, well, I'm sure I signed and said that I will. They do it before you go in.
They also do it when you're about to leave. Bro, I'm telling you,
I didn't sign anything on the way out.
it's a gang.
It's a game.
Trust me, I remember I was there for 6 hours.
Well, usually, actually, it's not even when you on your way out. It's while you're getting the service. Like, they'll push that little homie in with a cart.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's gonna like check your vitals or something. And he's like, all right, cool. We just need you to sit up here and sign this one thing, and then your wristband. Because like when I just went to the ER, they bleep you for everything. It's like a barcode. Like they're just sitting up here signing like the cost of all this stuff to you. Dude, it's a trap. They're non-profits,
That's
man.
how I'm going to keep working on this.
All right. Anyways.
Yes, sir.
Anyways. Huh? The funny thing is I applied for insurance and they never hit me back. Like they're like, hey, you might qualify for this type of health care. But it didn't let me choose which health care I could apply for. It just said that. And it's like, the Medicare team will be reaching out to you shortly to talk to you about all this stuff. And then they don't. And when I went to the ER, actually I went to Go Health, and the Go Health sent me to the ER. People at Go Health were like, just letting you know, you don't have a primary care physician, so you can't get your medicine. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I haven't been taking my diabetes medicine, because I can't go get it because I can't get my prescription filled out. And they're like, yeah, so you don't have a primary care doctor, so we're going to send you to the emergency room. You're going to get insulin. You're going to be on the drip. I was there from 7 o'clock until 3 in the morning.
Ooh.
And while I was there, they were just like, yeah, you don't have a primary care, so we can't get you the medical attention you need. You have to come back. You have to do X, Y, and Z, but you don't have a doctor. And we're going to be honest, right now, with how the system's set up and how everything's going, you're not going to be able to get a doctor. So we're going to put you in the specialty program that the emergency rooms and Go Health has that'll give you a temporary primary care. But I'm like, yo, so is this being covered? What is this
But I
doing?
think,
Yeah, what does this mean?
Yeah, I think that Zoom care, though, can count as a primary care doctor. And the only
For
reason
certain
I know
treatments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I do. Actually, you're right. Because when I told you I was going to go look into some diabetes stuff, and I went to Zoom, and then they actually sent me to a specialist.
Yeah, they're like, we
Yeah.
can't do your long-term care. We
Yep.
can do, like, if you need these
This.
medications right now
Yeah.
or this little thing right here, we can give it to you. But when they're like, you have to do this IV drip and we got to give you insulin, they're like, you have to go to the emergency room for this. And it's so right now, like, you need to leave right now.
Yeah,
Like, if you don't leave right now, we're calling you an ambulance.
Wow.
Like,
and that costs more money.
Yeah.
That's why I got
It all
That's why I got it. That's why I had
adds up.
the Norbulence. My man Nori done took me to the
The Norbulence. He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop.
No.
He don't miss either.
He don't miss.
Don't miss.
Jeez.
I wore basketball jerseys all day.
So you
Go
basically were on the non-compete.
Yeah, I was on a non-compete. Sorry. I was on a non-compete, and it was during that time I had, first time I didn't have to show up to get a paycheck. And so, folks was asking me, what you going to do? You going to travel? You going to do blah, blah, blah. And I traveled a little bit. I went to Coachella, went to go see Donald, dropped the shoe. I did do that. And then immediately after,
I have that shoe.
You got the Donald joints? The Nizas?
Yeah.
Wait, what are they called?
The Nizas.
Oh. Actually, no. I have maybe one that's after.
Nizza.
Yeah, Nizza.
I think we talked about it on the
It
show.
was called a Nizza, but I thought it was called Nizza.
It may be.
Yeah. Who knows?
Let's go with both.
Yeah. Neither of us are German.
Yeah, the joints is joints on the left right here. The GQ joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
With one?
Oh yeah.
Down.
Yeah,
Go
right
down.
there. Look at my hand.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Yeah, those joints.
Yeah, I think we talked about these on the show.
Yeah. Yep, that was the joints.
I got blessed. I do have them.
It's crazy.
Shout out
Feels like a
Pete.
lifetime ago. But we did that, man.
Donald Glover for the
and,
next Black Panther.
And then man, I wanted to start something. Honestly, I had an idea for a minute, and I was just in the corporate hustle, so I wasn't really trying to do much with it. But ultimately, I was in a space where I felt like the corporate work I was doing, I didn't really have much meaning behind it. And so I kind of felt like a drone showing up, and it was just kind of like something that was once felt like super special, super passionate about. It didn't really have that luster anymore because I couldn't really figure out why I was there doing what I was doing, and I couldn't figure out who I was helping by showing up to do what I was doing. And so I really needed to kind of search and figure out for me what that would be. And it was around that time I met our co-founder, BJ Fregoso, and he was in a similar situation. And we had connected, and we were just like talking about like stuff we were interested in, stuff we were passionate about. And I was sharing, I was like, yo, I got this idea, this claima thing, I don't really know. But essentially, I'm like, how can we share the information that we have, our networks, with other people that look like us, kids that want to work in these random, vast industries that grow up in places that they would never hear anything about this, right? Like how we grew up. Like we didn't necessarily know. We saw the stories, but no one was like, I never met anyone that worked in these places or created in these places actually successful. Everybody I knew had to do it on the side. I never got to meet anybody that got to do it full time.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of ideas, a lot of random ideas, but ultimately we came up with this concept where I was like, okay, what about interviewing? Let's just interview people about how the hell do they get into the industry, the sneaker industry in particular.
Yeah.
Because as everyone knows, the comms teams at the sneaker industries are very guarded. Like it's really hard to get, at the time, it's really hard to get interviews with a manager or a senior director and just like, hey, I don't want to know any like special information.
Secrets? Yeah.
I just want to know where you're from, how you got into this industry, and then tell me what this job is. Because we see titles, we see descriptions, but give it to me in a language that I can understand. Yeah. Like, stop giving me this technical jargon that I don't understand in the first place. And so Herb and Jonathan and from Sneaker Week, and then Dwayne was working on African American Footwear Forum. Pencil. And so that first one was earlier 2019, February in DC. And then they popped back to Portland and had another one that same year in August. And they had an opening for different programming. And I was like, yo, let us come do something, but let us do it in a small room so we could fail in front of 20 people and not all of the people that are there. And also it's a very black room of all of my peers. So yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to fall on my face willingly in front of all these people. So I remember Herb was like, cool. It'll be fine. We'll do it. I was like, okay, bet. And I remember getting a call like the same week. He's like, so we got a hole in the programming, and we need you to kind of be on the main stage now. And I was like, huh? And he was like, for 3 hours. I was like, Herb. I was like, dog, one, I ain't ever done this before.
Yeah.
I was like, two, like I said, I'm naturally an introvert. So this is me trying to do some work as well to try to get a little bit more comfortable with other people.
Yeah.
And then you want me to do this for the first time in front of all the people I work with?
Mm-hmm.
Dog, you asking me a lot. I don't know why I said yes. And also the other thing was I didn't want to be the host of the concept. If you think about my background was writing plays. Mm-hmm. I'm a playwriter. I write the play, and I pick the people to come be a part of the play. Mm-hmm. And I like to conduct. That's my comfort zone. But what I realized with this was like, just like I'm sure you two have realized, is that when you're the two that are extremely passionate about it, it's hard to imagine that someone else is going to show up same time, however long it takes. It goes over. It doesn't make any money. Who's willing to show up and just really do that? You know, it's a hard ask. And so when I realized that, I was like, all right, I guess I got to step into this. Maybe this is something there's a sign that I need to step into this.
Yeah.
I had to claim a seat. I had to, I'm a work in this branding.
Yeah.
Get it on in.
So, man, we did this, man, and I'm on the stage for 4 hours. I'm with Rakaya Adams, run it up. Rakaya Adams, Rashard Williams, Jarvis Sam, and Darla. All of these folks were the 4 interviews, and I did this with no confidence monitor, right? Just there, no practice. And what I started to realize was that in that moment, when I got on stage, I was very nervous. And the more I sat and got into the conversation, like all this time, all the audience, all that stuff started to like get real, not quiet because they weren't attentive, because they were like, people were actually responding to conversations. And I remember that I was like, oh, like I'm doing something that's working. Mm-hmm. And I remember being like, man, this feels so dope. Like, I want to do this. Like, how can I do this? Clearly I'm helping people. I'm inspiring people. And it also seems to be something that I'm actually good at. Yeah. And when I got off the stage, I remember somebody from ESPN and Footwear News came up, and they were like, how long you been doing this? And I was like, today. You said
45 minutes. Yeah.
And from that moment on, I knew that, okay, we got to figure out how to take the stories that we want to tell, that we started to package as Claim a Stories as a podcast, and figure out how to produce that and share it with other people. And that was how I spent my non-compete period. And so for time, we had talked to Portland State University. They sponsored us for the first season, which was basically like our minimal viable product. Mm-hmm. And we used that money to get equipment and a conference room. And we just started. I was recording 4 interviews in a day on like a Saturday because I wasn't going out in the rain and cold to do anything. So I would just record, and we would get people. Frank Cook would come through. Dominic Debnam would come through. Cedric came through from when he was at Adi. And so we just had like this great rotation of people. Eddie from Under Armour came through. Like, we had a great amount of folks that had never shared what they do. And they were willingly sharing their journeys and how they got inspired. And for me, when I really knew we were doing something that was dope, was we were sharing a couple episodes, and I got a DM from a kid in Ghana. And he was like, yo, this is my first time ever hearing about this. Like, even knowing that, like, maybe I could make it in the industry doing something outside of just design. Because design is we know a lot of the design narrative. Yeah. But a lot of the other opportunities we don't know about. Like, some kids are like, I'm really good at engineering. How can I do that and be a part of this industry? And so I was doing that, and then October came, and Adidas was like, actually, we're not going to hold you for a year, my boy. You're free to go. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. I was like, I'm not ready.
Not ready.
So I had already landed the opportunity at Nike Entertainment. Mm. And I called them, and I was like, so I can actually come early? And they were like, yep. Show up on Monday. And
wow.
I was like, on Monday?
I thought I still had a little time.
Like a week.
Yeah, and so I
Something to eat real
finally,
quick.
it was crazy, but I finally made it to, the place that I wanted to go since I had fell in love with sneakers in the 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing that, and we were still doing the show. Our show was taking off, and while the show was taking off, I'm also in the middle of my first experience in my Nike career. Yeah. And so what's starting to happen is I'm starting to realize there's a fork in the road, because this thing that I didn't really account was going to become like this big thing that I felt so much in my heart. Yeah. And then there's this brand that I grew up loving my entire life, and I'm there, and it's like, but I can't fully enjoy both, right? Like, I can enjoy this and I can enjoy a little bit of this, but what's the truth as far as like where I want to be as an adult? Yeah. And that's a different conversation to have, because all this time I'm holding on to the dream of a 3rd grader, not realizing that, well, dog, you're 33 at that time. A lot of things have changed in your life. A lot of priorities have changed. Like, you don't even buy sneakers like that. You love sneakers and you appreciate them, but you ain't the kid that's showing up every day at the shop camping out anymore. You're not. That's not you anymore. And so that pandemic had hit by February. So I got like 4 months on campus. Okay. And that pandemic hit. We had just got back from New York Fashion Week, which was great. Like, I was like, this is what I've been trying to do my whole career. I've been trying to get to these spaces to do this work.
What'd you do for Fashion Week?
We had this big event where it was basically John Don's head of Nike. It was his welcome to Nike. Plus, it was Drake and Virgil RIP, Travis Rosalia. It was a whole rollout of kind of like the talent portfolio under Nike to do the collaborations. And so it was that, and it was also like a collection reveal. And so it was a big, like, massive undertaking, trying to get all these people. I was one of 1,000 people that were helping pull this together on the brand side. And I remember it was also the time where I started to wear my uniform. And for me, it was interesting because, with the uniform thing was like, it was the opposite for me. Like, when I started to do the uniform, I wasn't trying to get attention. I didn't want anyone to recognize me. I was literally trying to detach from the whole thing, because I've been in this my whole life. I know what it's like to have all the labels, to like know what the next thing is, to have the sneakers. I was like, I don't know what it's like to just be me. At 33, I don't know what it's like to just be me. That's bananas.
Yes, you black don't crack as hell. You were saying these different ages. I'm like, nigga, that's how old I thought you were now.
I'm 36 now.
Dude, we the same age. Get the.
We're all the same age, though.
I'm 36 now.
Jeez.
And but I adopted the uniform to sort of detach in that way. And when I got there to Fashion Week, I was around everyone that was like in all this, fly stuff. Everybody's like, it's Fashion Week, fam. Everybody trying to put on there's a posturing, and there's a way that people feel like they have to be because it's New York Fashion Week. That's what folks is doing. And so I'm there in my little uniform, and the only thing I keep thinking about was, dang, I want to do my podcast right now. Genuinely. Like, I was like, I just want, because I was thinking about the kid in Ghana. Like, I see how I'm helping. New York Fashion Week is dope. Cool, I can flex.
You're part of the
I don't know how I'm helping anyone by me telling you I'm at New York Fashion Week. And don't get me wrong, we can flex. We're in the room with everybody that you want to be in the room with. Drake's there, Travis is there, Yoon's there. Everybody's there, the whole roster. And I'm like, I'm a weirdo. Like, why am I not happy being here? Like, this whole thought that I wanted to do. And so what was so interesting to me about, as I was going through that, was my team was actually super supportive. Like, they were like, yo, dude, like, if that's what's on your heart and what you want to do, like, you should do that. Yeah. Like, and I was like, that was the first time I had, like, even from a work perspective, people weren't projecting like a lot of fears on me in that point. They were more supportive. And then Caitlin was super supportive, because I remember that was happening. We all got stuck at home. Oh my goodness, let's not revisit that time.
How long have you been married?
I've been married 8 years in April. We've been together 10 years. It'll be 11 years coming up. So we've been together a minute. We've been rocking. And and she was like, you know, I know we got a mortgage, but you'll figure it out. You always do. And when she was like that, and then we went through the whole, I'm a runner, so the Ahmaud Arbery thing hit me really hard. Like, I did that my whole life. I leave the front door, go for a run, don't think anything about it. My mom literally called me that morning, and she was like, maybe you don't need to go for a run. And I was like, why would my mom? I'm grown. Like, she don't pay none of my bills. Why is she worried? Why is she worried? Respectfully, though, there's nothing she has to worry about with me anymore. And she had to call me and be like, I don't think you should go for a run. Like, that hits different. And so all these things are happening. You know, Breonna's happening. George Floyd happens. And I'm really like, I've already been thinking about what I want to do with my time and how I want to spend my life and what my purpose is. And it was that year that I was like, as crazy as it sounds, I was like, I need to go pursue Claima. And as hard as it was to walk away from Swoosh, and much love to my family there, this is the best decision I've ever made in my life from a personal standpoint and a career standpoint, a mental standpoint, spiritual, all of it. This is the best decision I made.
And is this the point where you'd already connected with BJ?
Yeah, we were already, like, we were producing episodes.
Yeah,
so this was like
before the van.
Before the van. Yeah. So yeah, this is like
shortly.
This was like
shortly
2 years before the van.
2 years.
Yeah, this was 2 years before the van. And so when I left, man, it was crazy because, as y'all know, y'all talked about meeting with sponsors and you know, the funding and all that stuff. Dude, I always tell people that I love content, but what I don't love is I don't like putting out free content. I like to pre-sale content because I believe our time is valuable, and we got these beautiful setups. Like, you should pay us for this content that's coming. You learning buku, as we say in Louisiana. You learning buku from what we sharing. And so we were working with a partner, and it would have been the cushion. That would have been the cushion where it was like, this makes sense for me to, like, clearly dip. I'm out. And I had started that conversation in, like, April 2020. And by the time we got to June, we had a bunch of meetings, statement of work. Here's what it's going to cost, all this stuff. And everybody's like, yeah. Thought we get to the week that we supposed to be getting that DocuSign. Trying to get that DocuSign. We got an email paragraph. All the other meetings have been Zooms. Hey, guys, change your direction. Can't do it. And I'm like, dog, we, like, you know how much energy and, like, at least put us on the Zoom. Yeah. And
tell me to my face.
Tell me to my face.
Yeah.
And so, bro, and so at that point, you know, I was low. I was like, man, am I crazy? I'm trying to walk I'm getting paid well. And I'm trying to walk from this to go do something where I don't even know if anybody gonna give me the bag. Yeah. And you know what they always say? It's like that meme where you, like, they show people, like, digging the tunnel, and at the other side, you this close. Don't give up. But sometimes we need divine intervention. And that intervention for me was Jesse Stolick and Nuo Gote and Converse. And it was the last episode of season 1. Nuo, who's a dear friend of mine, shout out Nuo, he in Bed-Stuy. And we did his episode. He's Nigerian, and he was super honest, and it was incredible. And then he was like, yo, I've been meaning to tell you, I want to connect you with one of my mentors. His name's Jesse. He's CMO of Converse. And we connect, and CMOs are back. CMOs are back, dog. He's like, I love what you're standing up. Let's work together. Let's have you come work with us on some Converse stuff with these all-stars that we're trying to do. And let's make it happen. Yeah. And it was like, I was like, cheers to the rock. Yeah. You know?
Oh man.
And from then on, man, honestly, we've been going hard, dude. And it's like, as much as I want, like, and Ian will tell you, like, I much would love to be more at things and connecting with, like, the creators in this city one-to-one. Like, that is I was like, that's where my heart lies. The business right now is like, yo, you need to go get this work in so you can get there, you know, at some point. And so it's just been like, for like the past 3 years, I feel like we just been going.
Dude, y'all been, it's very, because I know you guys have been doing it longer than us, and it's a thing that's like, it's very inspirational to see where I thought you were at and realizing where you were at and then like where you're at now. Because it's a thing that's like, I remember when you were taking off in the van like the day before, BJ being like, yo, we really should get on your morning drip before we leave out for this thing. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to sit up here and do this like swap interview thing, da-da-da-da-da. And then like we were trying to get it in. We weren't able to. And then it's just like, it felt just like you were like, and we're done. And it's crazy. Wait, what?
That's racist.
What's racist?
I can't with you.
I don't think the camera was on you, so it don't matter.
I can't with you.
Oh, dang.
It don't matter.
You foul as
You foul.
foul.
I'm
only
terrible.
more so in the basketball jersey. You wearing the uniform, he's in the jersey. Call that foul, ref. Referee this. Also, I want to say you're really good at this.
What you mean?
You're just really good at this. Just the conversation, the back and forth, just how you tell stories, just in general.
Boy, it's y'all. Y'all
You just got practice at this.
Scroll down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I know what's happening. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing.
Stories.
Oh, I thought what she was about to do is be like, show me the Ian episode.
I don't think it's in. I think you took me out.
We did not take you out. That you're on season 2. You in there somewhere. Yeah, I know that for sure. I was hounding Ian. He was like,
no, you weren't.
He was like, I don't know.
He said,
I don't know.
I would love to get you here.
You know how hard it was to get him on here?
Bro, I know. Bro.
You know, I'm still
I'd be like, you be saying yes to these other people. You want to say yes to me?
Dude, I'm like, yo, he's the co-host of our show. Our morning show. Thing blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, yo, this brother ain't got time for nothing.
But you know, Rock, one thing I wanted to address too was like, you know, with me, like, and this, I don't take none of this for granted, man. I'm also never too big to do anything. Like, I don't even, like, I tell them, I was like, bro, I don't even perceive myself to be anything than the same cat that has started whatever we started these years ago. And so if I tell you I'm coming, I'm coming. I might not be able to come that month. I might not be able to come in 6 months. But if I told you I'm coming, I promise you it's on my list and I'm going to get there. That's a fact.
I don't know if you heard, we're also getting your partner in this game on the show, BJ, coming on the show. Dope. And BJ, I was like, yo, like trying to get Bimma, da-da-da-da-da, and like would love you to be on. He's like, me, I don't really do interviews, but Bimma, yeah, like let me da-da-da-da. And I was just like, yo, bro, you coming on the show. And then I almost want to be foul as hell. I'm not going to do it to you, BJ. But BJ, like, I sent him the message like, yo, that's great. Yeah, Bimma confirmed he's going to be on the show, da-da-da-da-da. But like, yo, homie, I still want you on because me and him have history and everything else.
Yeah, rapport.
And he was just like, word. Dead silent. Didn't say anything for a minute. And then I was just like, I like kept sending a message. And the final one was like, yo, bro, you know, I was joking about like, you know, X, Y, and Z within having you on the show, but like we would love to have you, but you know, just want to say love you, hope you're doing well, da 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 da. And then he'd be back like, bro, my bad. I was like on a trip, I was on a vacation with the fam. I wasn't looking at the phone. Everything's all good. Yes, like, and then we got him on for a date, and I was just dying. I was just dying.
That's good. No, man, you gotta like I said, man, I don't think, and I hope anyone who's in this city doing interesting and creative things, like, they should be pulling up.
Dude,
and no one should be too big to pull up. Like, because this is also about we can elevate and evolve together. And that's my big thing is, like, We need to be sharing game with each other. We need to be talking about these contracts. We need to be talking about where the opportunities, who's throwing bags, who's not, where to not put your energy, how to set up your team, how to delegate shit. We need to be having those conversations.
Dude, and that's the thing that I kind of love with us coming up at the same time that, like, you in the second part were, and in the sense of being like, you're a podcast. Like, you are this entity in this, like, library of knowledge that, like, is out there for people. And then for us, it was the thing that's like, yo, we have no show for our culture and our community here. Like, Black people don't have the barbershop to listen to in the morning to get their head right, to get in the game, to go do this, to maybe be inspired or hear what's going on with the community and everything else. Like, we don't have that. So it was like these two niches that we were trying to fill, like, in the city that, like, are desperately needed. And the thing that's, like, even more crazy about it is, like, we are shoe mecca. We are the mecca for so many things within advertisement, within community work. Like, yo, where was the protest more obvious in X, Y, and Z than here? Where was the news coverage from our community about that time? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Super nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do we keep hearing? We're little Iraq. They're bombing in the streets. There's X, Y, and Z. There's nothing for the Black voice or the community or the leaders, not the monolith leaders, the actual leaders in our community that are doing stuff.
Doing the work.
And it's like, yo, it's so desperately needed. I'm so happy it's starting to happen. And I'm so happy that the people that you inspired, the people that are coming out now and doing more content and creating more stuff, making us into having a voice and identity within the space. Like, it's too necessary, and it's too sad that it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
and I want to just highlight something that he just said. And we've talked about this in the past, and you're currently doing it. How, in order for this city to recognize us, a lot of times we have to leave.
Oh man,
right? Like, we have to leave, and then they go, wait, but your hours, right? Like, and they go, come back, and then the city embraces what we do, but it's not until we leave. And I mean, I'll be completely honest, we're really slow right now. Like, the shop is really slow. I can see how busy we're about to get because we got some Tokyo stuff coming up. We got some Tampa stuff coming up. We got possibly another road trip coming up. Yep. And as soon as we start to do that, and then, the summer and all that stuff, but as soon as we start to do that, our biggest support actually is from people who are traveling. It's like the biggest support
heard about it
because
and
they've
coming
heard
into
about
town.
it. They come to town, they get really excited, and then they tell someone.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is like the best thing from if you work in advertising, any of that. Word of mouth is the best thing that you can do.
no.
Aside from the 2-for-1 coupon, because you get two opportunities to make one impression. But and I learned that from a old white guy. Shout out to you. But like the smartest thing he said in that whole thing that I paid for. But yeah, man, like, as soon as we leave, that's when everybody's excited for us, and then they want you back here. But, similar to what we said on the last episode, like, when people are reaching out and they're like, we want to support, we want to do this, we want to do that, but then when we don't meet the costs that they want, they say, hold on a second, man, I'm giving you an opportunity. Here's what you get, and then somebody else overseas, dog, we do the best overseas. We make the most money overseas. When we go to Japan, holy moly. And we're there for moments compared to the rest of the year, right? Like, we're there for hours for whatever that event is, and it goes crazy. Yeah. And I wish that we could do more. We just, at the moment, we just haven't been able to. COVID kind of messed it up a little bit. That's okay. But as soon as we leave, like you said, like, I want to support the people here. I want to tell the stories here, but I got to go somewhere first before I can do it. That's stupid.
No,
it's
facts.
But it's what it is.
I mean, think about this. Like, to Ian's point, our sponsorship doesn't come from entities in this state.
No. And when I reach out for sponsorship for events, I leave the state as well.
Yeah.
Aside from, like, local, like, hey, I'm gonna come here and do this thing at your place. Shout out the homies like Black Rabbit and some other places like that. But yeah, Sponsorship, the
Yeah.
money comes from elsewhere.
I wanted to, at the very beginning of doing this, I wanted it to solely be for us, by us.
Mm.
And so I was like, yo, I wanted us to be sponsored by only black companies.
Mm-hmm.
Only taking on the black dollar and being like, this is how you make Black Wall Street. We're going to sit up here and only advertise black businesses on this show. And then we're only going to shout out black businesses on this show. And that was the whole entire thing of us being Portland's first black morning show, being like, we truly are this. And it's not because of the content that we're solely speaking about, but how we sit up here and direct the narrative and what the narrative that we're choosing to talk about and show. So it's the sponsorship thing, the money thing, it irks me because it's and it's like, yo, I DJ, I go out to New York, I threw the biggest Biggie party in New York last year and had all of these people come out and X, Y, and Z happen. And they're talking to me like, how did you do this? But then when I come back to Portland, I have to fight with venues and different places and even the city to be able to do something. And I'm like, yo, so I can go do this here, but
I can fly out to New
can't do
York.
it.
I'm flying out to New York 3 times this month to do shows.
Yeah.
And
I'm on the road 2 weeks. I'm on the road for 2 weeks. You know, and it's work that's not happening here.
But
Because
it could.
It could. And, you know, it's a lot
Salt
we
Lake.
talk about.
Left out Salt Lake.
Salt Lake, right? I'm the person right now that's got to ask if I could take a quick break.
Yeah, go
Take a quick break.
Oh, you can take. I was thinking about take a quick break to go to Salt Lake.
I hopefully that's getting finalized.
Hey, let's go.
He's
Beaver don't go unless there's money there, though. So but yeah. Anyway, hey, why don't you tell us about what you got coming up in New York?
In New York, I can
Just like the next events that you got coming up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead, because a boy should.
Oh, he said put it on the middle screen.
Yeah, tribute night, playing tribute to the best that ever did it.
COVID.
Yeah, so on the 11th, we're doing slow jams.
This is in New York.
This is New York, doing the Brooklyn Bowl.
Portland. Let me get some slow jams too, Portland.
Let's get some. It's tomorrow. Damn, it's tomorrow. I don't even think I get my flight back home. Yeah, looks like the first 2 tiers are already sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah, we only got the regular general admission for the door. So, yeah. And then after that, we're doing Drunken Love, Beyonce versus Drake. P.S. All this is your boy's art. I did these. So, and then the last of the month, we're doing Erykah Badu tribute for her birthday. On Friday the 24th. And yeah, that one's going to be a special one for me because we're doing everything Erykah Badu and then everything kind of inspired by her music.
So it's 403,000.
Well, it's like, yo, we're going to be doing like the Jill Scotts, the Roots joints, maybe doing some flips. She did a lot of stuff with Dilla, like that kind of
Shout
stuff.
out to Badu on cover of Vogue.
Yo.
Yeah?
Yes, she is.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But that's late, and also we don't need the validation. I'm just giving her flowers.
Wait, it's only funny because once again, doing it in February. Is it? I'm guessing it was a February's issue.
Whoops.
Doing it in February, and it happens to be her birthday month. So it's like, happy birthday, you finally get Vogue. You've only been a fashion icon and within doing X, Y, and Z for the last like 20, 30 years. Jesus Christ, I hate I just don't. I'm just tired. I'm just tired.
I think we're all tired.
Anyways, yeah. So those are the 3 shows I'm doing in New York at Brooklyn Bowl. So there you go.
We took a commercial break.
We took a commercial break. Hey,
I said, let's take a commercial break. Let us know about the upcoming events.
Entrepreneurs, stuff goes down. Gotta make sure everybody's good.
Gotta hit it from all angles.
Speaking of commercial break, we have to give a shout out, or I want to give a shout out to, this is the first Super Bowl that 2 black quarterbacks are playing.
Yeah.
Woo!
Which is disgusting that this is the first Super Bowl that is taking place. But, I don't like, I'm not a Chiefs fan today or ever, but I got to give a shout out to that. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. The quarterback position, the position of leadership on a team, that is aside from the head coach, which is another conversation that we could have, but aside from head coach, some like a black person being in that position, the leader of a whole team of 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
2 black guys,
I mean,
2 brothers,
but isn't it also
and
weird?
go Birds.
So many times in so many different sports, there's like a change in being like there's either finally a black coach or there's finally black people led on the team or it's finally whatever, and then for that next season or that next X, Y, and Z, they dominate. They either go like a flawless season or they sit up here and finally win the championship for a team that's never won a championship. Like all these things that constantly happen, and I'm like, how many times do you got to finally let us into the door and we prove ourselves not only being valuable, but being some of the best to ever do it, like Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Finally, black people sitting up here allowed to play tennis and like in the professional sense, and then we sit up here and dominate. Like Tiger Woods finally let somebody in golf, and they're sitting up there the best golfer. Like it wasn't even him. What's the other brother's name that they based upon off of
from the I know
Happy Gilmore. They based his character off of him.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't
remember
I don't
his
follow
name.
golf
Yeah.
that closely, but yeah.
But it's like, don't sit up here and let black people in the water and start swimming. Michael Phelps have something to talk about.
Hey man, like I said, that one time I went that one time. That time when I was snowboarding, we were up there riding, and somebody saw me, and I was standing at the chair. They kept going past, and they just yelled back, "Can't we just have one sport?"
Dude.
And my response was, "Yeah, but you got to take it from us."
Once again, another Dead Stock T-shirt.
I know.
Maybe we won't do that as a Dead Stock T-shirt. Can we do that as a Your Morning Drip T-shirt?
What?
Like, can we have one sport? You have to take it from us.
Yeah. From us. you can have it, but you got to take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the shackles that we saw earlier, that we saw in the last episode, might be. They say, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Some of the
Okay.
some of the best.
Yeah.
No, man. This is like a dope moment in general. Like just kind of thinking about like, I don't know. It's just I feel the magic in the season 2 getting this in and I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so where is Claima now, and where are you wanting it to go?
Yeah, man. So now, last year we added a new arm to Claima, which was the creative agency that focuses in storytelling. And so we love having our IP, and we want to continue to develop our own IP. In addition to that, we're like, let's also work with brands from a storytelling standpoint, because there are certain brands and products that we love, and we feel like the marketplace is lacking from a storytelling standpoint. Even if you think about sneakers themselves are lacking from a storytelling standpoint. We used to grow up and you knew the story about a sneaker, and that's why you like the sneaker. Now it's opposite. You know the story about the resale price of a sneaker and the perceived value of it, and it's showing up at seeding moments, but you don't know anything about the design of the shoe. You don't know anything about what the message they're trying to get across or its intent. And so not only
function.
just its function in general. And so not just, anchored in sneakers, where we are across multiple industries when we tell stories, but it's something that we were like, we want to be able to do this. And my vision for Claima as a creative agency is, and dare I say this out loud, is like in Portland, like I want us to be like a Wieden and Kennedy, but I want us to be 60% folks of color. 60%, and I want to build that here, and it's going to take time.
And that's going to be hard.
It's going to take time.
Are you hiring?
Yeah, what's the hip hop department look like?
What's the
you got
coffee
events?
department? Yeah, what's the services?
Here you go.
Yeah,
it's going to take time, but
I used to be
that's one of the things. We just did a docuseries last year. We worked with Sperry on a docuseries called Reclaim Your Water. That was directed by Faith Briggs, sister in town. She's incredible outdoors, but she also is in her bag when it comes to film directing. She's a dope filmmaker. She's from New York, but she's been here for years. And so we worked with her. We got some other short films that we're working on for this year. Season 4 of the podcast comes back in March.
What does your team look like now? You sit up here saying you're doing these documentaries. You got to have people to film those.
Yeah. So our core team right now is a core team of 6 of us.
Okay.
And then we have upwards of like 20 contractors and freelancers that we work with.
See, Jesus, this is what I was talking about. I was like, I just need 5. we were like, by the end of the year, at the end of the year, if we can get 5 people hired on permanently, which means I got to do a lot more work, but we can get 5 people permanently hired on. Damn, yeah. So 20.
You could do a lot more with that amount of people, and so, but we keep it consistent. We got, we have our core team, and then we have vendor partners that we work with. So if we do the creative and the strategy and the ideation around projects, that's also salaries and stuff that we can't necessarily hold ourselves because that's not always ongoing. And so we'll work with someone who has a production company. So a lot of people know Purple, Nick Pop. That's my guy, Purple World Productions. We work with Nick a lot on our production and post. And then we work with another partner on when we're shooting films and things like that. We work with them. And so it keeps our ability to like keep our overhead light, but also still being able to put money in other folks' pockets. And so we actively go out of our way to make sure we're working with folks that look like us, right? Because a lot of times we get overlooked for opportunities because they're like, well, you don't look like me. And how many years have you ever did a project like this? And it's like, dog, I know how to work all of this stuff, but you can't get, around your bias to let me work on these projects. So I was like, when we do this, anytime we get a bag, we're going to spread the bag. And we're going to spread the bag to people that look like us. And that's all I want to do, grow that over time. Now, on our IP side of things, it's like, that stuff's cool, but you're working with a client. There's IP stuff that I don't want to work with a client on. Like, there's stories that I want to tell, and I don't want anyone to interfere with the story because of their own fragility in how they perceive our story. Like, I want us to be able to tell our stories about our Black and brown experiences authentically. And so there's IP and short films that we're working on to where I'm really excited about those joints for this year.
So are you going to be like the voice narrating the whole entire thing? Are you going to soon turn into what's the dude that used to do no reservations? Anthony Bourdain.
Oh my goodness.
Are you going to be the traveling Anthony Bourdain / the what was the late night show's host that started doing this series with YouTube?
Letterman? No, late night host YouTube show. I know Letterman had a late night.
He's Letterman, yeah, but
he got the Netflix show.
Oh, he had the
Netflix. Sorry,
yeah,
Netflix.
no, honestly, man, that's a dream of mine from a personal. So like, that's Claima, and then that's the agency side, and then me personally as a. I have to figure out how to think about myself, but I think about myself as like a creative. I try not to put it in the box, but that's my dream for my personal career in that regard is like, I want a show that runs for years. So I want to make sure our show runs for years. I also want to be able to do different pockets that allow me to host in different ways. So that unscripted Bourdain stuff, but connected to creatives and entrepreneurs, that's the bag that I want to get in next. Like, if you ask me, like, the thing that I really want to do next, that's the thing. Like, to be able to go into different cities and find out who these people are, but let's get into their environment and let's get them to demonstrate and show us how and what they do.
See, I was trying to get Jesus to come around with me going touring to do shows because I was like, I want to be the Casey Neistat of DJing and traveling and be like, yo, like, here's the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This is like, here's the guest that no one knew that was about to come out and come and do the thing and like the story behind it. So yeah. We at that time?
I'm just asking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's get
I have
in.
a quick question.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do? Yeah. I have. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Does any of that involve product at all at any point?
Who you asking?
There are things that I'm not allowed to answer at this point in time, but I will let Ian
We can get a claim of
make his own assumptions.
I mean, I think it will make sense. And if I think it will make sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one who put Claima on. So I'm just
Yo.
Hey, you gotta give me this. Hold on a second. You gotta give me this. Yeah. See, because his last name's Williams, my last name's Williams. So essentially, it was my idea.
Well, who's older?
Him, but it's like my
So-
older brother. Yeah. But
Maybe
sometimes-
he's responsible for dead stock.
Yeah, he could be. We're actually responsible for each other.
Yeah, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So I would want shoes.
Yeah.
I would want merch. So
But
that's what I would say.
I can't confirm
Nor-
anything at this
nor
point
deny.
in time, but I will say, I come from products, so of course that's
it would
that's
be in
on
the, it would
that's
be in the
on
lineage.
yeah, that's
Well,
something I
I-
want to do
Yeah.
very very much so.
Once again,
That'll be
it'd be tight to get a claim of brew at dead stock.
Claim a drink. I see it, bro. See? I founded Claima.
Well, no,
I'm
well, no.
Claima is
Claim your morning. Get
Claim
a
your
new
morning.
get that new bold flavor.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dead Stock.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's kind of gotta happen.
And
just put that in the air.
you know who
Yeah.
put it
And
on?
it's gonna be purple.
Ronan Rock.
It's gonna be.
Ron said I did that.
Ron got it started.
And it already makes sense, right? It's gonna be purple, and then we'll just have, and then the espresso is brown.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then with the milk and everything is cream color.
So we gotta do
It's
that.
already
When
the-
you want to do it? Is that a summer thing? What's
Man,
the right
Dude,
time?
you know the funny thing about this? We were like, oh, we're gonna like change our colors. We're gonna make it a establishing color. I was like, oh, I always had this thing for purple, and then I was like, yo, we can't do this.
No.
We can't do this.
So
So don't worry, we will be switching over to orange, and we'll be stealing everything from Home Depot. Our new line of buckets will be coming out next year.
hey, Home Depot buckets are valuable,
Yo,
dog.
Dude.
they are.
Home Depot buckets,
Yo.
Home Depot paint sticks.
Hey, yo.
Man, I done shim tables, doors. I said, man, I'm not buying no pack of shims. I'm just gonna get
I'm
these
just gonna get
paint
these
sticks and
paint
just pop, pop, pop. That's it.
You know,
Hey,
you-
doors of my mom's house still looking
And
good.
you sit up here with this brown hoodie. You know how just struggling, struggling. Can't use yellow, can't use purple, can't use brown. Shit.
I'm sorry,
Red.
I did. I pick my colors and I stay in them lanes. But I like I said, whenever product does come out, we will share.
Okay. Also, this brother is sitting up here made fun of me for Black Panther forever. So if I went with the all black theme, going black on black.
No, you're good. I mean, I think black, purple, silver. I think
Yeah, that's fine.
purple becomes a highlight instead of
No.
purple
We
is
would
like
just
the
do
thing.
do matte black on shiny black.
I like that. You not a fan?
I feel like there's a color that you need.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
All right.
it's also not up to me.
All right,
But yeah,
What can
Brother,
I ask you a question back?
I'm ready.
When you gonna give us?
I wasn't ready.
I love that we did this whole entire interview, and I just want to say this: we ain't talk about one guest you had on the show, one story about
did
like
not
back
talk
like,
about
hey yo,
Tyler.
how did Tyler get
We
on?
did not talk
How'd
about
you
Tyler
get
Creator,
into the
man.
Amazon?
Yeah.
How'd you sit up here and do
Yeah,
X, Y, and
that's
Z
cool.
with these artists?
Yeah.
Like, yo, word, what was it like
Because
when that
we
Amazon
didn't-
check came in?
We didn't
Part
pay.
two.
We didn't pay for those questions.
We gotta
That's
do a
why.
part 2. We gotta do a part 2.
All right,
Honestly,
yeah.
we gotta do a part 2. Yeah, we definitely gotta talk about the Tyler joint. We should do a part 2 like that. We should talk about that.
Bring Tyler. Why not?
We got a spot.
Yeah,
I can just
we got nothing
shimmy
to do.
on,
Yeah.
shimmy
We
on
should talk
over.
about
He might
Tyler.
claim that seat.
We should talk about Amazon.
Yeah.
Mm.
We should build some things here.
Okay.
I was gonna
What's
ask
your
you if there's more dead stock footwear and things and such.
I mean, I don't have to be cryptic. No. I've been waiting. I've been told a million times by a whole bunch of brands. Oh, you know what would be cool is, man. You know what also would be cool is I don't even know. I have nothing funny to say.
You know,
What would be cool is if you actually hit me up. That's what would be cool.
well,
These suckers don't be.
I'm happy to say, don't worry, because we got it taken care of. Your morning drip will be coming out with the shoe from that damn brand that everybody sits up here and gets the fake shoes from. that they made their own, but
China?
they didn't. No,
What shoe?
nothing. I'm gonna shut up because I'm an asshole.
No, I mean we're
We're coming out with our first cowboy boots. They will be
The cowboy croc or the cowboy what is that croc joint?
Yo, dude, we just
With
go
the
to put the
Crocs
Your
in?
Morning drip pin
No,
on
but
some
like a
Crocs.
croc. Yeah.
And then call it. Yo, actually, the funny thing is we do got to connect with the Crocs because Crocs are made out here.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Crocs is here too. Yeah.
Yeah, the brand Crocs is out here.
They got some.
My girl does a hair for I think the president or the vice president of whatchamacallit of Crocs.
Hey, I need to get them morning drip Crocs. What's up?
I won't wear them.
Oh,
I
wow.
won't do it, dog.
You won't do it?
I won't
Yo,
do it.
everybody's been wearing them.
You won't do the Salehis either?
I might do the Salehis, but
Ooh.
also everybody.
Would
else
you
has
would
the
you take on
Salehis,
would you
so-
take on a Crocs?
Yeah,
I can see the white joints
I
and
would.
just the little purple
I'll
on
tell
it.
you the one I want. I want the Mero Hydro Mock. I want the Hydro
I
Mock.
could do.
Man,
that.
I'm be honest. You
I
said
could do
so many words. And this is what I meant by you're really good at this. You said so many words that if I had to say out loud, I would bleep up so bad.
that. Just Merrill is the brand.
Sorry,
I
It
just
was
spell
called
it.
The Hydro Mock.
Hydro Mock.
Merrel.
L. Is it
Is it two
or
L's?
one?
I think it's two L's.
And then it's the Hydro Mock, but it's another foam created.
Hydro Mock
Shoe.
is better.
And I think the design of the Hydro Mock is
Salehi, you a cool dude, bro. I appreciate, everything.
no. Just Google it.
I
Google
did,
it. You
and
went
I
to their
got. I
website.
clicked on the picture.
Oh yeah, they
Mm-mm,
pump
don't-
faked you into
yeah,
that. That's
don't
what it is.
Do the Google because
Advertising.
you're
That's
gonna
what
see
it
a
was.
bunch of
It
stuff
was
on
a
Mero
bunch of
you don't
y'all.
want to see.
You
Just
said it's like
respectfully.
porn.
No. Just respectfully, like
It's just bland.
it just doesn't appeal to us.
Yeah.
Wait, were these the joints that Farnell was wearing when he came over?
See the black joints down there, and then the joints down there.
It's a better shoe.
Like,
It's a
I want
better
to get
shoe.
active on those.
You know my favorite, the duck boots.
Yep.
The
I
duck
love
boots.
the duck boots.
The Nike, the duck boot back. ACG. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Those were my protest
Oh,
shoes.
it's Farnell.
He said,
Just
"These are
do
my
it."
Protest joints.
I wanted
But
to
it's
sit up
true
here.
that They are. That's why I'm like, man.
I literally wanted to do a spoof on two things. One, remember the umbrellas you saw everywhere in the protest? I wanted to do the Salt Girl and have hers be a protester holding it because that Salt Company's from here.
Yep.
And then the second thing that I wanted to do was to have
Jacob said what?
Oh,
the dude throwing the Molotov cocktail that Banksy did,
Yeah.
having that but saying just do it and have it being for the protest.
Just
And we were gonna do the protest ones as being the
Oh,
shoes.
God.
every shoe that he
Oh
makes
my
up with,
goodness.
every shoe that he comes up with is something one.
What?
No, because I did
Where
the
the
twos
two?
today.
Oh, you did the twos today because of two
The chains.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like you should steer clear of a number 2 shoe. You just go 1, 3, 4. Don't do twos. Don't do twos.
I don't know the reference. I'm sure that there is.
It's just tough. A second
the
iteration of
second
anything
shoe
is
usually
tough.
bad.
It's just tough.
But
It's like a second album. Sophomore
the-
album is tough.
Like
Yo.
the first one.
What freshman adjustment? Whatever. No.
The freshman adjustment is
No. What?
is underground. Graduation was second, right?
No, graduation's third. No, it's late registration.
Late
The
registration.
garbage album that you love.
Watch your mouth. while you're talking to me.
Garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Garbage.
Wow. Ooh, y'all got some things to think
Hey,
about.
mama.
Oh.
No.
No, hey, mama's not good.
Whoever
I'm-
just lied to you, that song is trash. It's true. Don't get mad at dude.
I don't even know how the melody goes. But the
Hey.
but the song is bad. Hey, mama is a bad song.
And then the Roses with Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that trash.
Also, again, not saying it's a good song.
Yeah.
Not saying that the whole album is bad.
No whole album of anything by Kanye has been bad.
All right, there
but
you go. All right,
but
there you go.
there's the most trash has been delivered on that album. So I'll take experimental and not call it trash. But when garbage is pure garbage, those are pure garbage. Because you could say Yeezus or whatever else,
tight.
or wasn't, or hey, you didn't feel the experimental sense of 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah, 808s is fire.
Yeah, but like there was trash. That album had pure trash on it.
It's not, it did
So-
have every one of his albums has pure trash on it.
And all right, so I didn't get to do this with our other guests, so we're gonna get through 3 things very
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
All right, first off, I need your top 5 all-time favorite rappers.
Favorite rappers.
And it's and sorry,
Oh,
and
boy.
this is the only context of it, and this makes it easy for you.
Boy.
This makes it easy for you. It's just for today. It can change tomorrow.
It can change tomorrow.
It can change the next day. When next time you come on, you can give us a whole entire different, and you can put any preference you want on it. You can be like, my top favorite of the '90s, top favorite of right now, top favorite of whatever. You can do that, or just top favorite of all time.
Wow. This is wow, y'all really be doing this to people. But I love causing trouble, so I'm gonna cause some trouble. So number 1 is Jay-Z.
Okay, fair.
Period. Is Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Weezy.
Weezy F baby, please say the baby.
Weezy is better than all y'all favorite rappers.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he is.
I say why he was still doing drugs, but
Number 3 is 3 Stacks. Andre 3000. I heard what you said.
weed is not a drug. Weed is a plant.
3 Stacks is in there. Who am I thinking of my number 4? Man, this is gonna be a tough one, but maybe not. K Dot is number 4 for me. Kendrick. And then my number 5 is Nicki. I like Nicki a lot. Sorry.
Also acceptable
Sorry.
would be Black Thought, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, those are all great. Those are all
what's that?
great. Those are all great.
All right. All right.
Those are all great.
All right.
All right. You can tell us next week why you don't like Nicki
fell.
Minaj.
Almost fell out.
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
Sucks.
So,
That's
all right.
why. That's
Wow.
my answer.
Wow.
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 Man, I can't wait till the Barb's all up on your stuff.
You talking about? You just call her Barbie?
The Barb's.
Oh my god!
It's the Barb's.
All right. So next up, this next segment, can you flip it on to me? This next segment is Grind Your Beans. Grind Your Beans, we talk about what's irking you, annoying you, bothering you.
Bimma. Dog,
It's
Nicki
okay.
Minaj is so bad.
It's okay if you don't
All
like
right, she's
Nicki.
not bad.
It's okay if you don't like
She's
Nicki.
not
Maroon
good.
5 is bad.
Yeah.
Maroon 5 is not bad compared to Nicki.
Nicki's great. Maroon 5, on the other hand,
Dog,
man, we'll talk about it.
Maroon 5
We'll
got a
talk
good
about it.
song.
We'll talk about it. Whoa.
Is it a good song?
What? Rewind that.
Oh, P.S. We also shout out Rihanna doing the Super Bowl, and possibly releasing new music.
Y'all,
within the
she ain't releasing y'all no new music.
No, during the Super Bowl.
She ain't releasing no new music. Rihanna ain't got no reason to release
That's
no
a
music. She
terrible
said, I'm going to
platform.
do this, and then I'm going to dip.
That's a terrible platform to release any new song.
I don't know about that, because depending on what the hook is, if people can gravitate to that hook quick enough, and then it gets memed, and then it gets TikToked, and everybody's doing the hey, this is the new Rihanna dance to the da da da. That might blow up everything.
For that.
Huh?
I don't think the Super Bowl is a good platform for that.
You sound like a white person back in the day saying black people shouldn't be in the Super Bowl halftime show.
Dang.
Michael
Ian
Jackson, I don't know if that's a
Ian
good
said we
platform
can't
for
do
that.
new music at the Super Bowl. He don't like Nicki. Man,
I
it's
don't like
getting
Nicki.
it's getting
No.
tough right now.
No. Rihanna could do whatever she wants. Rihanna's a bad girl. Hey, listen.
Bad girl.
She do what
Bad
she wants.
girl.
Yeah, she can do what she wants. But my problem
Itty
with it
bitty
is that
piggy
I
in the
don't feel
market.
that the people who are at the Super Bowl, who are watching the game, are fans. So I think that I don't think it's a good platform for that reason.
I think that more people are gonna. It's that weird thing where they're like, all the people turn off the halftime show and go do X, and the people that are fans of those artists turn on the halftime show just for it. And I'm
There's definitely
saying,
a lot of people who are like, I'm only watching this thing for the. I'm watching the Super Bowl for Rihanna, and the snacks.
and the ads.
Yeah, and the ads.
And the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, a claim ad during the Super Bowl.
man,
Oh, that would be a dream, yo.
man, that'd be-
That'd be dope.
I would also just take you and Ian
Going back and forth.
doing a sport cast of yo, we're not gonna do this. We're not doing it. But if we just in here played the Super Bowl and then let you two doing commentary, I'll just hang out. I will provide all the snacks.
Actually, that's one of the better things that Nickelodeon does.
What?
they have kids watch the Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Oh, that's actually dope.
And that's dope.
Remember when they
Okay.
did Nickelodeon Elect the President and they had all the kids be able to call in and elect the
Yes.
president?
Yeah.
Why was that system of election better than any of the other
Man,
systems
listen,
we
I
had?
just don't think he's nice. Like, yeah, he's not nice. He's
He's
actually
not nice.
right. He's not nice.
You're correct. Oh my goodness.
All right.
looks
So
mean.
yeah, what's grinding your beans?
What's grinding my beans?
Rant.
It's a rant coming.
No, I'm just saying the rant that we just did before. I tried to do grind your beans and then that happened.
What's grinding my beans right now is there's a lot of us that are very dope black and brown creatives that are seeking validation outside of our communities. I'm going to use this one more time because we brought it up. We are dope without validation from anybody else. I don't
I'm
know.
so happy I took off
who-
my hoodie.
I don't know who need to hear it. I don't know how many times I need to say it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to run to non-black and non-brown people to validate your work because they don't understand your work, because they don't understand your culture. You don't need likes and comments and views to validate if your conversation is great or if what you're doing is important, because those systems were created by people who don't look like you, who will never understand your culture, who will never understand the type of creative you're trying to bring to the marketplace. So why would you sit there and let any of that tell you if your work is meaningful or good or worth being out in the world?
Mm-hmm.
It is driving me nuts right now. Why aren't we embracing each other and working more with each other?
Hey, it's the NWA effect. They didn't make music for white people.
Dude,
They just ended up buying it because it was dope. If you're dope and you're dope enough at what you do and how you do it and how you move and you're authentic, it will find an audience past whatever you are, because what our narrative has always shaped everyone else's point of view of it.
100%.
How we played basketball. Hey, they used to do nothing but sit up here and do these whack-ass shots and do corny-ass layups. And then when did they start dunking?
Look,
When did they sit up here? Hey, every shoot. Tell me how many white NBA athletes have shoes.
Luka.
He's not even. He's not even American. You
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just-
but
I'm just-
I'm with you though.
I know. Yeah,
But
no,
I'm saying,
but it's
they
no,
want to
it's
wear
absolutely-
us.
No. Ask that question.
No, because I can't tell. Fact check.
Is Jason Kidd black?
That's what I said. Is Jason Kidd white?
But yeah, like it just genuinely, man. It's like, for me, it's like, I know what you look it up. I just think we got to believe in ourselves more. And, you know, to the point of one of the things I loved about the Tyler interview was he was really harping on, like, be proud of the work that you do. And if you're not proud of it, it's not ready. Don't put it out there. Nobody else is going to convince you that work is ready. Like, that's on you. But I'm curious to see what you about to pull up.
This is the most messed up. I'm just gonna put the cursor underneath
no.
it.
Oh, no.
Apparently, Jason Kidd started out in the NBA as a black man. Is this the Jose Canseco thing where he got lighter and lighter as the years went on?
Sammy Sosa.
He can't.
Jose
He
Canseco?
just. I don't know. I told you I don't know sports. All right, I don't care. The only things I care about is Stevie Williams and Serena Williams. Only care about the Williams.
Only care about the Williams, you know? I'm
Nah.
telling you.
Hey man.
Skateboarding, snowboarding, were my things. And weirdly enough, the only sport that I really played that I was good at was hockey.
Hockey's tight.
Hockey's tight as fuck. All right. So what's your grind your beans so we can get out of here?
What grinds my beans? Going off a bit more off of what he just said. It sucks that we have to leave to get validation. It's stupid. You know, I think that it's really silly that we put in so much work and pay people here and all that stuff here, and then I got to be like, oh man, look at all this work that we've done here. All right, well, did you load the car up? Make sure my suitcase is good. We're gonna be gone for about 2 weeks. Make sure when we roast the beans here that we ship them elsewhere. You know, and to get validation for the thing that we do supposedly well. here that we get props
What
and pats on the back. Hey, good job, Ian, for being here.
it's weird.
What you gonna do next? You know,
It's weird because it's our logo and slogan for Oregon is made in Oregon. It used to be made in Portland, made in Oregon, and it's like we can't make it in Oregon. We can't make it in Portland. We have to make it outside to sit up here and fit in here. What was it? You have to be globally known before you're locally accepted.
It's true.
It's hard. All right, quickly, I'm gonna say my grinds, my beans is am I gonna get my butt kicked for this? Grinds, my beans is time. Time.
The spice. Wow.
Grinds, my beans is time. It's hard to be a person that's creative, that wants to do so many things, and you're limited by your time, especially when your health is getting affected and you're realizing that you need, because we live a fast lifestyle, and it's not, and you sit up here and eating fast food and doing X, Y, and Z because you don't have time. You would do it right if you had time, and you have to sit up here and make time. And it gets to a point of we hear about all these incredible people that did X, Y, and Z, and they missed out on time with their family. They missed out on time with their friends. They wish that they could have done more with the time that they had. And what grinds my beans is that even though the long/short amount of time I've been on this earth, I already know it's not enough.
Wow.
So that's going to be...
Well, thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. This is another episode of Your Morning Drip. I am your host, Ronan Rockma. Also my host, E Weezy in the building. Our special guest, Bimma from Claimer in the building. It's funny, we have literally buttons over there that we could do air horns and all that different stuff, and we don't do it. But tell them where they can find you. Tell them where they at.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're fans of the podcast, you can visit us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, as well as Spotify. We're on all those platforms. New season's coming in March. And then you can follow us on Instagram at Claim of Stories. You can follow me at Bimma Williams. Sometimes I respond to messages. Sometimes I don't.
Yo, he responded to me in a message. I was like, yo, look at me.
He don't respond to me.
Hey,
he didn't text me, so he know I respond to him.
I am confused about one thing, if I can ask you just really quickly. Yo, so there's Claim of Stories, there's Claima.
Bro.
And then.
Bro.
He said, all right, see you guys next episode.
we got a whole ticket in with Facebook trying to get that account consolidated. Like if I could get just into one. Because when we started, the landscape was different. I was like, oh yeah, you need to bucket everything. And it's like, dog, you don't need to bucket all this. It's the same thing. Just make it Claima.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you don't need to follow Claima. Follow Claima Stories. Okay. And hopefully we'll be consolidated and it'll just all be one thing.
Thank you for coming on the show. I also want to give you your flowers real quick because you do too many great things and you sit up here doing it the right way. And hearing your story is amazing. It's inspiring, and seeing what you're doing on a constant basis and what you're trying to do in the direction you're trying to do it. I wish you nothing but luck and speed, because that's the one thing that happens to us. Sometimes we're a little bit lucky and sometimes we're a little slow. Yep. But like, yo, bro, I wish you luck and speed in what you're doing. You're killing it. I'm a big fan. I know the rest of us are. Keep doing your thing, brother. Give this brother a round of applause. Thank you for making it on the show.
Y'all too, man. Thank y'all for the platform. Thank y'all for allowing me to come here and kick it. Like this has been amazing. Shout out to y'all.
I had to wear your city on my
dude. And next time when we have you on the show, we won't have pizza. We'll figure out what the correct thing is.
I can't have gluten, can't have dairy, can't have sugar, can't have caffeine, can't have no alcohol.
Okay.
I just water and air.
So we gonna have some. Can you do Splenda? We got some Splenda Kool-Aid. No, dang. All right.
We can do tea. We can do some tea. We can maybe do some kombucha.
We'll have a mirror
right?
come in.
We could do we could do some fruits and some veggies.
Yo, I will get. Dips. I would
some salmon.
You can't even do cheese.
We can do some salmon. Maybe some oysters.
Ooh.
oysters though.
Some seafood?
This is
We'll do a
sounding
little
expensive.
seafood.
This is sounding expensive.
You can't do rice.
I could do rice, but I try to stick
I'm just
out.
saying we can get the. We
Brown
have some
rice.
homies.
Yeah.
You know, maybe homie that owns a new spot and in Wyden and Kennedy in the basement. JR.
Oh, Jenkins.
Oh, Jenkins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we
that
could do
sounds
Jenkins or set up
JR
here.
spot is
Or
great.
we
Jenkins
can
good.
have him on the show, but there's a little sponsorship. Do a little
Man,
thing, get a little
shoot.
food, do a little taste test, and be like him versus Bamboo Sushi.
Ooh.
I'm not doing that.
He said, I'm not doing that.
The Black and Asian delegation
Oh,
choose
my God,
Jenkins.
Oh, my goodness.
God, we gotta go.
All right, we done. All right, thank y'all.
All right.
Make sure to check us out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here, 8 a.m. This has been another episode of Your Morning Drip. We out of here. Peace.
Hey.